Hey guys, brand new podcast, and I am still on tour at the Birdie Boy Relapse Tour. Norfolk, Virginia, 2 shows. Columbia, South Carolina, 1 show. Savannah, Georgia, 2 shows. Macon, Georgia, 1 show. Next week, Pensacola, 3 shows. Birmingham, Alabama. Memphis, 2 shows. Evansville, Indiana. Birdie Boy Relapse Tour continues. I'm very proud to announce I will be doing a show Cinco de Mayo at the Greek. We are coming up with a early morning Cinco de Mayo drinking event that we're trying to put together, but I am suffice to say, Cinco de Mayo at 7 o'clock, I will be on stage at the Greek in Los Angeles. I cannot fucking wait. I am going to the Greek right now to shoot promos for that event. I am so fucking pumped. Today's podcast is an awesome one. It is with Esther Povitsky. Esther is better known in our circles, Little Esther. She has on a podcast that was formerly known as the Bloodbath Girls. We talk about the transition to the Trash Tuesday podcast. It's with her, Annie Letterman, and Kalila, and it is a fucking awesome podcast. I'd like to get on it. She has a great special on Comedy Central that was a hybrid that was done through Happy Madison. We talk a little bit about that. We talked mostly about sleeping with our parents.
Yeah, your parents a lot.
We talked about sleeping with our parents. You'll hear some secrets that I maybe shouldn't have shared on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We connected on our relationships with our parents, with my relationship with my daughters. It's a great fucking podcast. I could sit and talk to Esther forever. She's so fucking awesome.
The USS Indianapolis.
Yeah, we ended up talking about the USS Indianapolis. It's a great podcast. I will not waste your time. Let's get to it. Today's podcast guest, without further ado, Esther Povitsky. How you doing?
Good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
No, of course. Of course. You have one of my favorite tweets ever.
Which one?
Did anyone else have 2 boyfriends on Joe Rogan today?
Oh, no.
It's funny. There's a lot of because I used to get you and Esther Koo mixed up.
Yes.
Do you remember me saying that to you one time?
I think I might.
I said to you, I loved you on Jim and Sam, and you were like, on Opie and Anthony, and you were like, huh? And I was like, that masturbating thing was hilarious. I heard you masturbate, and you were like, okay. I don't think that was me. And I was like, no, it was great. It was great. And you were like, and then I was like, oh, she's embarrassed. And then I was like, and then I met Esther Koo, and I went, oh.
Well, it's like not a name you hear often. So if there's 2 of us in one business, like it is fair to mess us up.
And you for the longest time were just Little Esther.
Yes, that was like my nickname when I first came to the Comedy Store, because I was like 21 but looked 14 and like just little baby and so short. So everyone called me.
When did you go to the Comedy Store first?
So I moved to LA in 2009.
From New York?
No, from my hometown Skokie, where I grew up. It's a suburb of Chicago. I went to college at University of Illinois for 2.5 years, dropped out, moved to LA.
Dropped out?
Yeah.
So wait, you don't seem like someone that would drop out of college.
Totally agree. I know I give off like an A student vibe sometimes. But I just hated it. I feel like we're kind of very opposite. Like,
really?
Because for me, college was like everyone was drinking and partying. And I was like, didn't want to try alcohol because my grandma was an alcoholic. And I was like, it's bad. And so I just was like, I don't belong here. And I felt so like alone. And that's when I quit, moved to LA, and I showed up at the Comedy Store. I was a babysitter during the day, and then every night I was like, well, the first time I went to the Comedy Store, I was like, what is this place? I've never seen anything like it. It's so cool. It's like from the old days.
Yeah.
And I just went every night from like 9 p.m. till 2 a.m. and was like a crazy person, basically.
So wait, hold on. So I want to talk about your grandmother for a second, but like, and you're in a relationship with alcohol, but did you go to the Comedy Store going, I want to be a comedian?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. What happened was I moved to LA, and I knew I wanted to do something in comedy. I wasn't exactly sure what. And the night I moved here, I was at a bar with a friend, and I was like making fun of my friend. I was just being like, I was so excited. I was being crazy.
Yeah.
And the owner of the bar, this woman, she's like, you're really funny. And I was like, oh my God, thanks. She's like, you should do stand up. I'm like, that's so funny you say that. I moved here to kind of do that. And but I don't know where to go. And she said, I've heard of the Comedy Store. And the next day I went to the Comedy Store and brought my resume and tried to get hired as a waitress. They were like, no, this resume is empty. But I just hung out there like basically ever since.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, so did you cut your teeth at the Comedy Store then?
100%. Yeah. Yeah.
That's fucking
Sunday, Monday open mics. And I also, Don Barris used to do that late night band. And I would sit in the crowd and he would every night, we just kind of made it up as we went, but he would say, is there anyone in the audience who'd like to dance with us? And every night I would raise my hand, I would. And then I'd go on stage and they'd be like, how old are you? And I would say I was 14. And they'd be like, how'd you get in here? And it was just this like weird, creepy, like organic, crazy thing that we did every night for like 2 years.
Good God. That's crazy. So wait, let's go back to your grandmother. So wait, so your grandmother was an alcoholic?
Yes, I will get in trouble.
I'm assuming she's passed.
She hasn't.
What? Oh, that's right. You're young. You're young as shit.
Well, like on my dad's side, so my dad is 78, and so I never met his parents.
Wait, so were you an accident?
Well, good question. From what I understand, my parents were dating and they broke up because my dad wouldn't commit to my mom, and then he got lonely. Or something, they reconnected. And then the first night that they reconnected, she was like, you'll never marry me. And he's like, I'll prove it to you. And that's how they made me.
Wait, shut up. So, because your parents were in your special.
Yeah. Yeah. They're a big part of my life.
Are you an only child?
I'm a half only child. So I'm my dad's only child. I know.
Only child. That's great.
Yeah. But I'm such a fan of yours because you put your family first and you're so like involved and you and your daughters, like it makes me think of me and my dad. And that's
so interesting because I'm like obsessed with girls' relationships with their dads right now because I'm going through a lot of this stuff. Like right now I'm going through I don't know what it is, but like, it's almost like a distance with my oldest. She's giving me like a Heisman kind of like vibe. Like last night we went to her lacrosse game and it was so fun because I was watching her be herself and I was watching her be athletic and I was watching her be competitive and I was watching her be like a little bit of a fucking savage. And then I wanted to share all that with her. And then she came up and she gave Leanne a hug and gave me a hug. And when you could see like she was just, it stinks because they just grow up. And then she's like, so what do you guys, are you guys going to stick around? Are you guys going home? And she's like looking around and I was like, well, we can go home. She's like, okay, I'll see you at home. And we're like, what are you doing? She's like, I don't know yet. And just kind of walked away. And I was like, that's not like, you want the little girl that's like, so Dad, what did you think? You know? And like, and hey, do you want to go to dinner and we'll talk about it? How about we get pizza, Dad? Like the little girl that I've known her whole fucking life. But then she's turning into a woman and she wants to go with her friends. And she stayed with her friends and they all went out to get food and they stayed out for like 2 hours. And I wanted to be there, but like, you don't want to be the dad that sits there is like, so, I'm hyper aware that the group of people I saw them, the kids, they were looking at me and they knew who I was. I knew that it would be cool if I hung out.
Yes, that's
like,
so
come
funny.
on, I'm a fucking machine. Like I took pictures with all your dads and come on, let's fucking.
Let's hang.
But
no, I feel like that's such a positive thing that she's like wants to go be with, like live her life.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I saw your special and you are very connected with your parents.
Yeah.
And I think that is what I thought when because me and my sisters are really connected with my parents. And my daughters are healthy. And I think I think Leanne did that to them. Is gave them, like my parents did fucked up things with me. Like it was like I slept with my parents until I was like 10 or 11.
I couldn't sleep alone and I would I slept on the sleeping bag on the floor, like till an age it's not appropriate to say. Like
so I walked into my we bought a new house in like 1982 and I walked into my dad's bedroom and I said, I figured out the bed I want. And he goes, you gonna start sleeping by yourself? I said, I am. And he went, okay. So I want a bunk bed and I want it right at the foot of your bed. And he goes, "That's it's not sleeping by yourself." I said, "I'm out of the bed. I'll be in my own bed." And then, Dad, we can work that bedroom. We can work that bed into my room one day, and then I'll be good. And my dad was like, just get in bed with me. And then I slept. And then what I did was I'd take my mattress in and put it at the foot of their bed and sleep in their room. I'm talking until, I mean, I didn't do it in high school, but I can't say I didn't do it right up until high school. Like, I mean, I don't remember. Hey, will you tell Andrew to go in the house and grab my phone? I think it might be in my bedroom. I would be curious what my dad's answer.
You are blowing my mind right now. Like, we are such kindred spirits. Like, I have so many memories on the sleeping bag, in the sleeping bag on the floor. And then also when my mom would sleep in the twin bed with me in my room. And then I would hear her creeping out and be like, no, I'm not asleep yet. Stay. Like, pathetic. Like, why? What's wrong with us? Why do we have to do that?
So it's not us. Oh. It's our parents. So like, because we didn't do that with our kids. So like, I didn't do that with me and Leanne didn't do that with our kids. And there were times that I wanted to, like Georgia. There's a time where your Georgia's in a crib, and the crib's in the bedroom with us. And if she would wake up, there would be times where I'd be like, she's awake, just put her in bed with us and let's go back to sleep. And Leanne would be like, no. Leanne held firm about that. Like, no, you've got to teach her this. And then Isla was the worst. I mean, Isla was like the fucking worst. Probably up until 10, Isla would just get up in the middle of the night, walk in her room and go, "Can I get in bed with you guys?" She'd never wake up Leanne. She'd go to me because she knew I'd say yes. I'd be like, "Oh, fucking of course, let's get in bed." What the fuck? And Isla, but it's our parents that do it. Our parents allow us to do it. It's a kid's natural instinct to want to be in bed with their parents.
Oh, okay.
And so a parent has to draw boundaries, and Leanne drew those boundaries. And Leanne drew those boundaries because we had really close friends that let their kids sleep in bed with them, and it kind of fucked up their marriage because they stopped having sex.
Right.
And because you can't have sex if a kid's in bed with you. And Leanne, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with Leanne, because I would have just let the girl sleep in bed with us. I'd still let him sleep in bed with us, for Christ's sake.
I love that so much. Oh my God.
I try to like not sleep in bed with me or lay, but I want them to get in my bed to watch movies. Like let's all get in the bed. And they call it the cuddle dungeon. They're like, "I'm not going into the cuddle dungeon, Dad." And I was like, that was the first time, and I was like, "Oh, stop calling it the cuddle dungeon. It makes it sound bad." And they go, "I'm getting in bed with my dad? That's really gross." And so I would have loved it. I would have loved. Me and my family have a very enmeshed life.
Yeah.
Like, I call my dad every single day.
You do.
I call my dad. This is how, because I need to talk to my dad, because whatever I need in life is my dad will give me. Right? I guess it's that you're making the right decision, you're going in the right direction.
Yeah.
But I call my mom's phone to talk to my dad, because I want to make sure that my mom knows I need her too.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's so thoughtful. I don't do that.
Yeah, I call my mom's phone, and then I go, "Hey, what's up?" And then she'll tell me what's going on. And then she's like, "I'm sitting with your father." I was like, "Oh, let me talk to him for a second." Then I'll talk to my dad, and then I'll say goodbye to my mom, and then I do that every day.
I feel like I go to my mom for like, emotional support, or like to vent. She's such a good listener. And then my dad is kind of like my secret weapon, like coach. Like, I feel like he's just my whole life, just, always put these little, like, just these little drops of wisdom in my ear. Like, I remember when I was in high school, just for fun, we went to go and look at these new condos that got built in Evanston, because I grew up in Skokie, which is right near where Northwestern is. And we're like, let's go look at these fancy condos. And at the time, they were like $100,000, which now seems very affordable. But at the time, I was like, "Dad, like, this is so stressful. Like, I really want a life where I can live on my own and support myself, but I'll never be able to afford this." And he just looked at me and said, "You're going to make your own money." And he just said that to me. And it seems so insignificant, but like, that subconsciously like told me that I'm going to be capable of making my own money. And I follow that, and like, there's all these things. He's truly like, I think of him as like my twin brother. Like, we're just like, we're siblings.
What did your dad do for a living?
Complicated question. Because the first 10 years of my life, neither of my parents had jobs. My dad was left like some money from his family. It's kind of complicated, but basically he met my mom after his parents died. So he was living in his parents' house and he didn't work. And when he met my mom and she got pregnant, he didn't want her to work, but she's kind of a worker. So when I was 10, she was the lunch. She finally got a job. She was the lunch lady at my school, which you would think would be embarrassing, but I literally loved it. I would run into the lunchroom so excited to see her. And then my dad, when he needed to work because the money ran out, because my dad had a gambling problem, he became a salesman. But when I was little, my parents didn't have jobs, and my friends would ask me, "What does your dad do?" And I remember I went home and I said, "What do you do?" My dad was kind of a little bit of a con artist. He was like, "Just tell them I'm an accountant." And I was like, "Okay." So I like didn't know for a long time.
For real?
Yeah.
What an interesting. And so, how old was your dad when he got your mom pregnant?
He was 44. And
so your dad, and how old were his parents how old was he when his parents died?
I would say 42 when his mom died and a little younger when his dad died. So I was raised in the house he grew up in.
Really?
Yeah. That's why in my mind, I'm like, we're kind of siblings, like, because we were raised in the same house. I don't know.
That's so insightful. And so when he had to get a job, did he work before?
He did. He worked before.
Okay.
It wasn't until his parents died where I think he was just like going to take a beat and just,
Well, 40 back then was 50.
Yeah.
40 was the over the hill party. That's when they threw you. When you turned 40, you got an over the hill party.
That is so terrifying.
Can you imagine? I mean, I look at life right now because you weren't guaranteed 80 years, right? Now I think everyone thinks, well, we'll get it. And you can be 80 and be kind of active. I mean,
yeah.
My parents are in their 70s and they're still very active. I mean, not like doing sports and shit, but they're not old people.
Yeah.
And so, but back in the day, they were. Like back in the day, 75 was an old person.
Yeah.
Like an old person.
You're so right, because my dad is 78 and I'm like in shock at how he is functioning the same.
Yeah.
It's like, you're right. It's not as old as you think.
I mean, you look at like Rogan, he doesn't seem like, I don't know how old he is, like 54. Mark Maron's 59.
He's 58.
Is he 58?
But even that is shocking. He told me that the other day. I was like, what?
Yeah. And Burr's 58, I think. Bert, like, I mean, they don't seem like old men.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe when you get up close and you see their faces, but no, but like they don't seem like old men. And when we were kids, 58 was like, everyone was dead by 58. I mean, I like you'd gone through World War I, World War II, or the Vietnam or the Korean War. You had PTSD, you had a drinking problem. Like that was how men functioned back then. And now you look at it and you're like, God, Bill Burr and Maron doesn't seem old at all.
I know.
He seems cool.
I know. I've been opening for him and I'm like, this guy, I'm like, he made me feel like, oh, I'm going to have a long time to function.
Well, they made me excited. I mean, it gave me hope, those guys, because I thought I don't have to be 32 and the hottest comic. Like that was how things were when I was a kid. Was if you didn't make it by 33, you were fucking done. And it was like, and then you looked at like who would pop, and I mean, I remember going to Montreal and being like, so this is the new batch of Dane cooks, and going like, fuck, I guess I missed my shot. I mean, I really thought, I had a moment at Montreal one time where I got out of an elevator and I said, I always wanted to come here and know everyone, and now I do. And I went, oh, that means that I'm not young and cool anymore. Like when you're young and cool, you don't know anybody, but they know who you are and you have heat.
Mm-hmm.
I go, I'm not that guy. Oh, I'm just some old guy that knows everybody. And I was like, ugh. And then I was like, I don't ever want to come back to Montreal again. Like this is sad. And then I'm sitting at the bar and I'm looking at kids, things happening for kids. And I'm going like, fuck, man, did I miss my shot? Like I really missed my shot. And then you get a shot. And then you get a shot. And then it happened. And for me, it didn't happen until I was like 44, maybe.
Really?
Yeah, that's when I started. Let me be clear.
Okay.
I have two different types of success I believe in. I believe in today what I believe in. I'm doing what I want. and I love what I do, and you can't pull me away from the stage. You can't pull me away from a podcast, and I don't even see dollar signs. I see work I get to do versus when I worked at Travel Channel, and I worked at Travel Channel when I was 37, and I started when I was 36, and I worked up until I was 44. I got fired at 44, and so I was, you could say I had money and I was successful. I was on TV and I had a deal and I was getting deals and I was moving forward kind of, but it wasn't until the Netflix special, it wasn't until the Machine Story went viral that I started selling tickets, and selling tickets is the real quantifiable judgment in this business of are you going in the right direction? Do people want to see you do what you do? Or is the industry saying, this is the next hot thing, and which is Montreal, the industry going, this is the next hot thing, but there's no quantifiable way to say, is that accurate?
I cannot tell you how happy I am that you're saying all this, because I was in an interview yesterday and someone was like, what was like your big break? And I was like, what does that even mean anymore? Like, success is so complicated, because I have been working in this business for almost a decade now.
Yeah.
And like, I don't have like I don't know. Like I always just say, like, I just want to keep doing things that are funny, and hopefully I can pay my bills that way. And like, then I'm successful.
Yeah. And you don't need a big break. Look, not all of us are going to be Kevin Hart and Amy Schumer.
Right.
Like, a lot of us are going to just be,
Bert and Esther.
Yeah. Bert, me and you. And you make a really great living, and you're really happy, and you may never, you're not going to be Trevor Noah, but I don't really want to be Trevor Noah. Like, I don't want that pressure of the scrutiny and all the stuff he's got to go through.
I know.
I kind of like being the.
Yeah, I had such a weird experience last weekend where there's this like celebrity gossip Instagram account that I'm like, I'll look at it, because it's fun to see what celebrities are up to. And they did a story on me it made me so deeply uncomfortable, because it was, first of all, it was not true. And I was so confused by it, because I was like, I literally didn't know, is someone doing me a favor to promote my TV show, or is someone bullying me and making fun of me? And what I realized was, this was the first time that someone was talking about me where I wasn't in control. And in our business and what we do, we run our own podcast. We tweet our funny thoughts. We say our stand-up on stage. We're so in control. And it was the first time where someone was talking about me, and I was like, I don't like this. I don't like this. It made me very scared.
Now, ready for this? And now think, how many times have I done that to someone who's famous? Because I've done that a lot. And so I think of that a lot, because there's things that have been said about me that I'm not happy about. There's things that have been said about me that, what's up? Oh, there's things that have been said about me that I wish hadn't been said. And then I think, how many times have I just kind of, oh, thanks. How many times have I just kind of said, I don't even know why I needed my phone now. I was going to call my dad.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know why I said those things. And I say them about people I like. I say them about people I like because I feel like they're defendable because I like the person,
Yeah.
And so it's really hard to deal with. I got on Twitter today and I saw the, so I've told this before, but so on Twitter, what I do is I don't have it on my phone. I have it on my I just go to the internet on my thing, and the writing is so small you can't see it.
Oh my God.
So it deters me, and I have to wear glasses. So I have to go get my glasses to look at Twitter. So I don't often go to Twitter. The only thing I really go to Twitter to see is what's trending and stuff. Because like it's news for me. It's like and it's gossipy news. But I don't really see. And then one guy, today I got up early. I got the girls coffee, and I'm gonna get on my computer, go to the news, go through Twitter, and then I hit my mentions. And this guy wrote the fucking sweetest thing, and I thought, God damn it, man! Is this gonna sound crazy? I was like, I want to be more like this guy. Like I'll read it to you.
Yeah.
It was, and then I thought, so there is some good is to find what kind of people you want to be like and what kind of people you don't want to be like.
I love that lesson. You just turned this into a lesson for me. It's like if someone says something mean, it's like, oh, I just don't want to be like that person.
Yeah, and here's the thing is, I think that we need to realize is we have been like that person.
Yeah.
Like we've been like that. We've all been like that person because that is kind of just how that works. Is like you see 50 Cent on the halftime show, and you're like, God, he looks overweight. And then you're like, oh, I got a funny joke. I'll call him $1.50. I'll call him 250 Cent. And then you tweet that. I did it today, and then you go, he is also Curtis Jackson, who's just a dude who's like, enough, man. I get it. I gained a little weight. Like he's just a person. Maybe 50 is a bad example.
It's really not a bad example though, because it's like it makes so much sense to me, and we're whatever in the public eye. No one wants to hear us complain about this, but it just was an interesting experience for me of like, I don't like this.
Yeah, and that's what you signed up for, and guess what? It's just more of it coming. It's Wednesday, and I hope that the lovable son of a bitch, Bert Kreischer, is off to a great start. Wednesday motivation, 100% from @EB Guitar Man, and I read it and I went, "Oh, thanks, man. That's how I'd want to be perceived." And then I thought, God damn it, how many times have I seen the joke and just gone to the joke and been like, I'm gonna zing off a celebrity that I don't really. Just zing.
Yeah.
Like I remember just, and by the way, and I'm not even remember all the horrible stuff I've done. I'm just, because it's like you think of, but yeah, I that was I don't know how we got on this, but that was the takeaway. And then imagine being someone really big in the public eye.
Wait, I want to go back to something that you were talking about earlier about making it later, because it's my favorite like anecdote of my career is that like 9 years ago, I went to a talent booker at a comedy club and I said, hey, I just saw Tiffany Haddish do a set and it was so funny. You gotta book her here. And he said, she's yesterday's news. It's never going to happen.
Can I tell you something? I heard someone say that about Tiffany, and it was a film company.
What?
And I was like, I was like, I got to be honest with you. She's really talented. And they're like, yeah, but I mean, we've known her.
Right.
And I was like, okay. And by the way, you're going to deal with that your whole career, is that people are going to be like, I already saw you do stand-up one time. It wasn't my thing.
Yeah, but
let me tell you something. I watched Bill Burr 23 years ago, 22 years ago when I started, 23, 24 years ago, whenever I started. And it wasn't my cup of tea because he was not who he is today. Wow. It wasn't my cup of tea. I like Brian Regan better. It was okay, but it was like very like high energy, very clean, very, very identifiable. You were like, oh no, I'm familiar with that kind of act. And then one day he went on stage and I saw him really not give a fuck about what anyone thought. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And I ended up talking to him after that show. I remember I was shirtless. I was in the back of a club. It was hot. I was like, dude, whatever the fuck that is, do more of that. And he was like, really like it? And I was like, yeah, that's fucking amazing, man. That's so fucking good.
Whoa, that's so cool.
And so you will grow as a comic. And by the way, be very fair. You watch Comfortably Dumb, my first Comedy Central special, and you'll be like, oh yeah, I like Dane Cook too. But and then you watch The Machine, and maybe you'll say that's one thing. Then you watch Siege Time, and then that's a different thing. And you just keep growing. If you're doing it right, you keep growing.
Yeah.
Some people just fucking find their zone and then stay there. Maybe I'm that guy too. Who knows? But yeah, making it later, finding love later in life is a big benefit. I mean, I didn't fall in love with Leanne until I was like 29.
Wow. I can't believe you consider that later in life.
Oh yeah, no. Well, because I grew up in Florida, so everyone got married out of college.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, and in Florida, like, I mean, everyone got married out of college. Everyone got married just out of college. All my friends. Yeah.
That's also like something I feel like has to have changed by now.
Oh yeah.
Even in Florida.
Probably in Florida. I remember seeing I look at like guys like Tom and Joe and Bill who all started families later in life, and I go, God, must be nice to be able to afford it. You know, like to be able to like I was a poor dad.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, my kids have issues with money because they identify as poor. They identify as not having money for things. And by the way, they were taking care of their whole fucking life. But like, I remember going into Toys R Us back when that was a thing, and going with and seeing dads just throw stuff in the cart for Christmas, you know, like little stocking stuffers, and looking at Leanne, and she was like, we can't afford that. And I'd be like, it's such a shit feeling as a dad to go, I can't afford to give my daughters the Christmas I want to give them. And then I hope there are dads listening to this knowing this feeling, but you feel really gross. Christmas Eve, you feel really gross.
Ugh.
And you're just like, you just look at your presentation and you're like, oh, that's it? There's nothing else that we didn't get. We don't have more stuff out there. Should one of us drive to Rite Aid and go get some like fucking tchotchke stuff just to fill it out? Like it just looks really thin.
Oh my gosh. I relate to that too. You know, in high school, I would have done anything for a car. I didn't care what kind of car. I just wanted a car so bad. And I asked so much. And my dad just said, like, I would love to get you a car. I can't afford it. And I was like, it made me like respect and understand the situation. Like I didn't look down. I was like, oh, okay, that settles that. I'll stop asking. Like, thank you for telling me. But I know that it is a complicated feeling.
And you better want that feeling if you want kids. Like that's the other thing. People decide to have kids and they don't think about, hey man, I'm going to have a lot of uncomfortable feelings. So I'm not ready. I mean, look, I don't care if you have money or if you don't have money, if you have kids, that's not the issue. I'm just saying you're going to deal with these feelings. And I empathize with your dad probably more than I do a rich dad, like who goes like, get them whatever they want. You know, like I identify with your dad. My dad was like that. Like I got a car when I was 16, but I got told what car we could afford. I didn't get, like I watched my buddies. I watched a bunch of my friends just get, I remember I had one friend whose dad told him to go to the dealership and pick out whatever car he wanted and write a check for it. He had a checkbook.
Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous.
I think he had a blank check from his dad, and he went down, and I was with him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where did you grow up?
Tampa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
wow.
This guy's dad was really rich, and this guy now is very rich. He inherited everything his dad. His grandfather established it. His dad inherited it. Maybe I don't know. I don't remember but he inherited it, and now he's very rich in Tampa. But I remember his dad gave him a check and said, "Go get whatever car you want." It was crazy.
Wow, I don't think that's so good.
The kid's still rich. You know, I mean, I guess I don't know. I mean, it was not how I was. Like I went and I looked at I don't know. It wasn't how I was. This podcast is brought to you by Helix Mattress. We have a Helix mattress and we fucking love it. It is in our guest bedroom, and that's the room Leanne sleeps in. And it's also the room that everyone goes to nap in. That is the mattress everyone covets. Georgia has a Helix. No one goes into Georgia's room. She's a teenager. This is what I love about Helix. It comes to your house, super easy to set up. I mean, set it up literally in probably 2 minutes. And you take a sleep quiz. You tell them how you like to sleep. If you're a side sleeper, a back sleeper, a tummy sleeper, if you sleep hot, if you sleep cold, all this is super easy. And I'm telling you right now, if you're looking for a mattress, this is what you do. You take the quiz, you order the mattress that they match to you. The mattress comes right to your door, shipped for free. You don't even need to go into a mattress store again, which was so anxiety induced. When you used to go into mattress stores, you'd sit on mattresses and lay on them and be like, is this what I want to sleep on for the rest of my life? It's so nice to have a little bit of science put to the magic of sleep. Helix is awesome, but don't take my word for it. They were awarded #1 best overall mattress pick in 2020 by GQ and Wired magazine. Just go to helixsleep.com/Bert, take their 2-minute sleep quiz, and they will match you to a customized mattress that will give you the best sleep of your life. They have a 10-year warranty. So if you get it, try it out for 100 nights risk-free. They'll even pick it up for you if you don't love it, but you're going to. Helix has financing options, flexible payment plans, so a great night's sleep is never far away. Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows to our listeners at helixsleep.com/Bert. Oh, shit. I got to get Leanne to shave my back. Don't let me forget I need to bring clippers with me, okay?
Definitely. What kind of clippers?
I need clippers. I'm going to take my Manscaped clippers. You kidding me?
Obviously.
I trim everything with my Manscaped. Are we doing a Manscaped read right now?
Yeah, actually.
This podcast is brought to you by Manscaped.
Hell yeah.
Here's what I fucking love about Manscaped. They've got their Lawnmower 2.0. It's a Lawnmower 4.0 right now, and it is next fucking level. It's got a light on it, and they've changed the placement of the light, which I think is actually great. I like the light regardless, because you'd be shocked how dark it is when you're trying to trim a mustache in a tour bus. Or when you're trimming your balls, I like to do it over this toilet. I was going to say sink. The toilet. And it's pitch black in a toilet. There are no lights. So when you do that, you can see what you're trimming. You're not just hoping the rubber doesn't hit the road. A bunch of guesswork down there.
You know what I've been using recently is
What's
the
that?
ball toner. It's like ball cologne. And I just do like a little squirt before bed.
It is so brilliant that ball toner is out there. And because it is something, I'm telling you right now, they also have Manscaped Premium Deodorant, not for your balls, your stanky armpits. This deodorant dries clear and is aluminum-free, smells like their signature scent, hydrating body moisture, body wash, 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner to clean your scalp with one shot, plus a free gift, a 3-pack of lip balm that's made up with ingredients such as vitamin E, peppermint, eucalyptus oil to keep those chappers feeling moist. I tell you right now, I recommend the Manscaped Lawnmower 4.0, the skin-safe technology, the light. I use it for everything. I use it to trim my lips. I know you're not supposed to. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code BERT at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code BERT at manscaped.com. The power of attraction is now in a bottle, thanks to Manscaped. But you know, I think there's a benefit to growing up with a little bit of adversity.
Hell yeah. Are you kidding me?
I think it teaches you things. And
yeah, I mean, like I work my ass off, you know,
Yeah.
and I love it, and it's fulfilling, and I'm passionate about it. And I will not lie to you or myself. If I had a wealth to fall back on, there is not a chance I would have stuck this out. There's just not a chance. I would have been so happy to be comfortable and live at my parents' house. And if that would have been a sustainable option to me, I promise you I would have taken it.
yeah,
And instead I have this life, and I'm grateful for that. Yeah.
there is a reward that you can't explain to someone of earning something.
Yeah.
You can tell someone, but until you've earned it. My uncle was a very, very wealthy man. Very wealthy man. When I was in college, right before spring break, right before the Rolling Stone article came out, I went up to his house in Virginia, and I interviewed with his company, and I thought that's what I would do for a living. The Rolling Stone article hadn't come out, so I hadn't had any frame of reference of what I was gonna do for real. I wrote down what I wanted to do. I took these interviews, and I just figured that's what I would do. The Rolling Stone article comes out, and I want to be a comedian, and I go to my uncle had a house in Naples. It's not my dad's brother. It's kind of complicated. It's my dad's mother's brother.
Okay.
So I go down to my uncle's house in Naples, and we sat in chest deep water. If you know Florida water, it's the water where there's swells, but it's not a lot, and then you just kind of move, but it's flat water. It's just kind of move a little bit. It's not like big waves.
Okay.
It's just chest deep water, pretty flat, but it's moving. And we had a glass of red wine, and we sat in chest deep water, and I was just graduated college. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And I told him in confidence, in confidentiality, I want to be a stand-up. And he said, I think you should be a stand-up. And the Rolling Stone magazine already came out. And he said, I'll talk to your father. And I said, really? And he goes, he's not going to be happy, but I'll talk to your father. And tell me, trust me, I just follow it. And he said, I'll tell you what, if you get to New York and it doesn't work out, in 3 months, call me. We'll figure something out. And so I was like, okay, cool. I got this. All I got to do is 3 months. I'm going to give it a shot. And if not, I'll just get a job working at his company. I'm sure he has a firm up here. You know, he had a lot of companies at the time. So I was like, I'll just get a job working from him. And he would come up to New York and take me out to dinner, and we'd go out to lunch sometimes, and then he'd buy bagels for me. He was really taking care of me. One of the two most influential people in my entire life, my dad and my Uncle Jerry. And so 3 months pops by, I call my Uncle Jerry and I say, hey, it's been 3 months. I don't think this is working out. And he said, all right, I'll tell you what, give it 3 more months. And I said, okay. And he goes, 3 months. If it's not working out, call me. We'll figure something out. So another 3 months goes by, maybe 4. And I call him and I go, hey, Jerry, I gave it 4 months. It's not working out. And he goes, all right, give it another 3 months. I go, Jerry, what the fuck? And he goes, you're going to keep giving it 3 months until it works.
Oh my God.
And he goes, there's no bailout for you. You do this until it works. He goes, the only people that fail are people who quit. Do not quit and you will succeed. And I'm like, fuck. I was working at Barnes & Noble at the time. I get fired from Barnes & Noble. I turned 26. I think that's the timeline. My timelines are always off. I turned 26 on my 26th birthday. My dad gives me this speech telling me I'm a piece of shit. I'm not doing shit with my life. I get a job working at the Boston Comedy Club, and I get a deal from Will Smith 6 months later. A year later, I'm in LA, living in LA. I have a TV show. I just had a deal with Will Smith. I now have a deal with CBS. I have more money than I ever thought I'd have. I never thought I'd have more money than this. I thought this was what rich must be. I'm driving down Sunset over by Vine, and my Uncle Jerry calls me on my flip phone. I had one of the badass small Motorola flip phones. And I said, hey, just thank you for never bailing me out. And he goes, I said, I know that you could have. He goes, I was never going to fucking help you. And he goes, you thought I was going to help you? And I said, yeah, I thought you were going to help me. He goes, never. He goes, real men work for what they want, and they earn it. And he goes, doesn't it feel good knowing I had a expedition, a black and tan Eddie Bauer expedition.
Oh my God, I drove one of those when I was babysitting for a family. They let me use it.
And he goes, doesn't it feel good to know that you earned that car? And I went, and I was like, fuck yes. And it was like all that shit just was like, you can't explain that to your kids.
Yeah.
And you can't explain that. You need adversity. And it's like, you need to move to LA and go to the store. I can't tell a rich kid who moves from Florida and his aunt calls me and says, hey, my nephew moved to LA and wants to be a comedian. Can you help him? No. You have to want it more than anything in the world. And you have to go to the store every night from 9 until closing. And you have to sit in the back of the room, and you have to have the want inside you when Don Barris goes, who's in this room, to raise your hand. And only you and I understand that. And anyone listening that wants to be a comic, it's something you can't really wrap your head around. You just have to fucking go through and do.
Yeah, and not have a plan B or a bailout. That's the key. I remember my high school theater teacher said that. He said, if you have a plan B, you'll use it. And I always thought about that. I'm not going to get the degree in such and such so that I can do that in case. Like, that's why I dropped out. I was like, I don't want the plan B. And my attitude was when I moved out here was I just want to try. I don't even care if I make it. I just want to know that I tried. And if in a year it's not working, I was going to move back home, work at the Walgreens, walking distance from my parents' house. And thankfully, I realized this takes more than a year, and I love this and I'm happy. But yeah, for me, it was all about proving to myself that I was willing to take the leap and try. And the outcome was not that important to me when I made that decision. Yeah.
And then the other part is, hey, you're also going to succeed a little bit, and then you're going to fail again.
Yes. So much.
Right?
So much. When I booked my first commercial, I was like, I made it. And then a year went by and nothing happened. Nothing else happened. So.
Oh, I did that. My TV show, 2 development deals. And then I was like, audition, here we go. Your boy kills it. Like I pretty much have an amazing track record, and I ended up doing a show called Hurt Bird, but I didn't work again. I just started featuring. I started hosting and featuring. I'd already been on television. I had a resume. I remember Daniel Tosh saying, you are the most accredited host I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, and I'm sure he meant it as like a little bust on my balls. But I was like, yeah.
Cool.
He's like, he goes, I don't have one credit. Daniel Tosh to this day, I think, has one credit. I'm not even joking. Pulls up his IMDb. I think it is Tosh.0, and that's it.
That's very interesting.
Dukes of Hazzard. Taco Bell commercial, Dukes of Hazzard, and Tosh.0. I would be shocked if Daniel Tosh has more than 5 things on his IMDb page.
Sorry.
Specials don't count. Tosh.0. Oh, Brickleberry.
Right.
He did create Brickleberry. Yep.
Wow.
No. Actor.
Actor. 6 credits. 2 of those are Brickleberry. Wow.
I'm like embarrassed now that I have so many meaningless credits all over the place.
Tosh.0 isn't even on there.
Oh, because he's not an actor in it.
Paradise PD. I don't know what that is.
Cartoons.
Mm-hmm. The Life and Times of Tim.
Wow.
Cartoon. He's, definitely not being critical, but he's done no television, like whatsoever. What's fucking crazy? By the way, you ready for this? I'm gonna call my shot. You know what Daniel Tosh is doing? He's gonna be the next big late night talk show host. I'm gonna call my shot because that's his goal. That's what he really wants to do, and he's gonna be perfect for it. Do you know why? He's never spoken on a podcast. He's never talked shit. The only thing he ever has is like one rape joke that didn't go fucking great. But I think all the comics were like...
I was going to say, we all have one of those.
Yeah.
I did one on Comedy Central. I respect. Oh my gosh.
Everyone's got some skeletons in their closet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely go... anyway.
But
like,
side note, my rape joke, when I was in Santa Barbara, I took a road trip with my dad. He was so proud of me. He quoted my rape joke to a waiter. I was like, Dad, it's over. We're done. You cannot do that.
That's fucking brilliant.
So embarrassing.
But yeah, like I bet he's perfect because he's got Tosh could host the Oscars. He's done nothing.
I love this. I love that we're manifesting this right now.
Tosh could host the Oscars. He could be you can't be a late night talk show and have ever done a podcast. You can't be.
Why do I disagree? Come on, why? What?
Okay, because the person they're going to want to host a late night talk show, they're going to want to have some personality. It's going to be someone that likes to talk, right? If you like to talk and you've been on a podcast, you're fucked.
Why?
You've said stuff against fucking something sideways on someone's political agenda of something. Or if you're a comic and you ever made jokes, look at what they're doing to Jimmy Carr. Jimmy Carr, they're really tearing him down. I guess they don't have free speech laws maybe in the UK the way they do here.
Oh.
Because they don't have them in Canada. In Canada, free speech isn't like... Free speech is a straight up American concept.
Wait, what?
Is that right? Is that right? God damn it, that can't be right. I wonder who I know in England that's a comic that I could call right now.
I really hope, and I mean this in a nice way, I hope that you're wrong, because I think that there are so many great podcasters who are not bad people who should be hosting late night shows. You and me and everybody else. Why
I don't
not?
want that. I'm not going to host the Oscars. I'm not going to host late night talk shows. By the way, having said that, how much do you want to bet I just manifest that for myself?
I know.
Because you know what I said one time? I said, I don't ever want to act in anything. And then I acted in the fucking machine and I loved it.
Yes.
And now I got to fucking eat my words. If nothing, I am hypocritical. If nothing, I am fucking a flip-flopping, hypocritical piece of shit who cannot hold his word.
I love that.
What's the rules in the UK with free speech? Because I know in Canada, comics have been arrested for jokes they've made.
Excuse me?
By the way, once again, I'm not certain if that's accurate. I'm not
You're
certain.
just lying to me all day.
Is it Mike Ward? Mike Ward.
I don't know him.
By the way, how sad is this that I have to put on glasses to read something? You know how fucking annoying that is? Like, I never understood why people got LASIK, and then I go, oh, I fucking get it. Mike Ward. I should have him on my podcast if this is true. Although I bet he's a little gun shy to tell you his opinion. Mike Ward, comedian.
So here's something about the UK that happened in February 2021. A Scottish man from Landmark was arrested on an offensive tweet about a deceased World War II veteran that included the message, "The only good Brit soldier is a dead one. Burn, odd fella, burn." He got arrested for that.
Arrested?
Yeah, you can get arrested for stuff you say.
Tweeted. He tweeted
I have never
So
loved
here we go.
America more than in this moment.
Here we go. Hold on. Mike Ward. I knew I was right. Mike Ward was the subject of a controversy at Just for Laughs gala. He made a joke about Renvue, Quebec, in which he mentioned Cedrica Povitsky, a young girl who had been abducted in 2007, whose remains were never found. He mocked Jeremy Gabriel, a young disabled singer with Treacher-Collins syndrome. He mocked his illness and tried to make a joke about killing him by drowning him. Gabriel, by the way, and I apologize to Mike if I'm not doing the joke justice. And that's one of the things that I can't stand is when a comic tells a joke and then you just kind of go, oh, that does sound bad. But you're not doing the joke justice.
Totally.
His parents filed a complaint with Quebec's Human Rights Commission, and the commission brought the case in front of Quebec's Human Rights Tribunal, seeking $80,000 in damages from Ward, which is technically only $10 here. But no, I'm kidding. And by the way, and I apologize, that was a joke out of context. He was ordered to pay $42,000 to Jeremy and his mother. Mike Ward's lawyer appealed the decision, and it was upheld in court. He then was fined by the Supreme Court of Canada, and but it's crazy.
Well, I'll say this: the joke subject is not my favorite, but I definitely don't think someone should be legally in trouble for that.
What do you mean? What do you mean it's not your favorite? What do you mean?
Well, it sounds like they're making fun of a disabled person, and I'm like, I'm not here to support and sing praises for that, but yeah, wow.
Yeah, here's the deal. I have to support all jokes or no jokes. That's how it works. Because I also know that I've made jokes that are inappropriate, and I know that I would hope that that every comic would go, yeah, I've written jokes that suck. Like I've written 100%. Bad jokes. Here's the deal. Fuck the good jokes. Those ones
are easy to explain.
Yeah. Like there's jokes that I have that work that I regret from earlier specials. There's jokes that killed at the time that I regret from earlier specials. There's jokes that I'm writing now that sometimes you write a joke and you don't realize how people perceive it. Like I have this chunk about Leanne that is not nice, but I thought it was funny. And then someone hit me up and was like, hey man, it's like, do you love your wife? And I was like, of course. That's why I'm married to her. And they're like, but it seems like you don't like her in that joke you're making. I'm talking about décolletage. And I was like, well, no, she's 52 years old. That's what it's like. Should I not mention that? Like, and then you're like, wait, you've got to have the right to try to make a joke, even if it doesn't work. And that's where I stand, because I've made a lot of jokes that didn't work.
Me too. I've bombed at every building in this town.
I've bombed and I've succeeded in very bad ways also, where I told a joke and it wasn't a great joke, right? Like where you could light me up for that, going, that still isn't a good joke. My attempt is never to hurt anyone, although I'm certain I have. My attempts to make everyone laugh.
Well, you know what? I'm so glad we're talking about this, because I just had a very strange experience. Basically, last year I had a miscarriage, and I decided I'm totally fine.
Oh, wait, I knew this.
Maybe, yeah. I think I've mentioned it a couple places, and I wrote some stand-up about it that I'm like so psyched about. I think it's so funny. I'm so happy that I'm expressing myself and processing my trauma through my art. Like that's what I was put on this world to do. And I was like, I want to do this on late night. Like I want to just like go out there and just show people like we can make this funny, and there's no stigma around it. And I was emailing with my publicist, and I said, will you just tell them before we send them the set, it's about my miscarriage. I just want them to know that before. And the the booker wrote back, "That's not an appropriate subject matter. I don't find it funny and I don't want to listen to it." And I was like in shock. I was like, oh my God, I must have been so naive. I thought I could talk about whatever I want to.
Was a booker a dude or a chick?
A dude, from what I understand. And you know what? I don't know I don't know the real, but it pissed me off, and it does feel relevant to this of like what you can joke about and what you can't. Like, why can't I joke about it? I don't know. Maybe I'm not supposed to, but it was my experience. It's weird that I'm not allowed to share it, or people won't even listen to it.
It's weird that you would have an experience that you're not allowed to share because it was real, and it was real to you, and other people go through that. Yeah.
And that's like the whole purpose. It's like, I want to take the stigma away from that word and not make it scary, and it's common. But yeah, it pissed me off. I got really upset, and I'm still processing. I still don't know. Do I write this person a letter and say like, I think this would help people, or do I just like be pissed off and take it elsewhere? I haven't decided.
So wait, I apologize, but I'm assuming you're okay talking a little bit about it.
Oh yeah.
But like, I don't even know, like, I don't even know I know what a miscarriage is, but I don't know what an actual miscarriage is. Meaning like, I know that this is going to sound so horrible. I don't even know if you're allowed to, because this does seem like a taboo topic.
Totally.
Because there are people right now that are getting triggered by this.
I know.
And by the way, that's a real thing.
I know.
Because there's someone going like, motherfucker, I just had a miscarriage 2 weeks ago.
I know, but the world is full of triggers, and like we have to be.
That's right. It's like, as much as I say that, I also know, hey man, there's things that trigger me that I go, like, I'm afraid of heights. I don't like people getting hurt. Right?
Yeah.
Like on television, and Tom loves it. He loves watching people get physically disabled. He loves watching that. It's like his favorite thing in the world. He likes watching a guy get his dick cut open with a knife.
Oh my God.
That's what he enjoys, right? Yeah, he enjoys that. And so if you're going to say we should cancel Tom Segura for the things he likes, I mean, that's the fucking, but that's the theory. Because I don't like it, then we're going to cancel Tom because he likes watching an Asian dude get kneecapped by a car in a garage. Like, he loves that. It's like one of his favorite things he's ever seen. What did we watch the other day? And by the way, I don't like it. But we watched a guy get dragged off a mountain the other day, and we were laughing.
Parachuting accidents.
We were watching parachuting accidents, and we were laughing so hard. Now, listen, there's people listening to this that have been in parachuting accidents,
or have a friend or a relative
that are like, that's not fucking funny. I don't know. I was laughing.
Yeah.
So. Trigger warning. I want to ask you about what a miscarriage is, because it wasn't until like Leanne was pregnant, or we had a couple friends that had a few miscarriages.
Yeah.
And so like, is there like a time? Is there like a gestation period where it just hurts and then you go, oh, that was fucked up?
No, not at all. I had no idea. So for me, it happened around the 3-month mark, which I'm always so annoyed. I'm like, I was fucking 3 months pregnant for no reason. It's like,
is that 13 weeks?
Yeah. And
so that's right when you can tell people.
Exactly. So it was right before that. And when you go in for like your checkup, and they just tell you like, it's not happening anymore. There's no heartbeat. We're done. Party's over. And it's very traumatic, and it's very traumatizing. Because
and I can speak to experience. You have bonded with this thing. You have dreams now set.
You're thinking and planning a little bit, and yeah, you start to, and I was trying to, because, I'm an actress in my 30s. I've got dozens of friends who've gone through this. It's so common. And I tried to manage my expectations, especially before that 13-week point. But it, no matter how much you prepare, it still was very traumatizing and very sad. And I actually, thank God for Rosebud Baker. She had just posted about her miscarriage. I called her. She was so warm and helpful and just told me, I know it hurts now, it gets better. And she was right. I'm now completely like happy and almost grateful it happened, because it set me up on this different path in life. And now I'm really thinking about that kind of future and when we try again. And I've turned it into something that's been really positive.
You have to.
Exactly. You have to.
I got all my teeth knocked out with a baseball bat. Not the same as a miscarriage, but when I was a kid, I got all my teeth knocked out with a baseball bat. What it did for me is it makes me very empathetic to anyone with bad teeth, but anyone with a physically going through something, whether you have like a soft jaw or you're very overweight. It makes me I'm very sensitive to it, because when you have bad teeth, you hide your happiness. So it's so silly. Both my daughters had horrific teeth because they inherited it from me, and I have bad teeth. I was born with bad teeth. I was born with no enamel on my teeth. For whatever reason.
That's some kind of Florida thing.
No, probably. And so probably. And then to add on to that, on my 11th birthday, I got hit in the mouth with a baseball bat. So I had bad teeth to begin with. They were very fragile. They were very delicate. And then I got hit in the mouth with a baseball bat, and they try to fix them. And I go through a period of time up until 9th grade is when the first step we made towards me getting better teeth. Meaning, like, I used to smile. I used to laugh like this. And so I used to hide my laugh. And I love laughing.
Me too.
I love laughing more than anything, but I would hide my laugh, and I'd laugh with my hand. I'd be like, oh, right? I'd find a way to hide my smile. And I realized in all of that, you watch other people hide parts of them. So there's a guy, I won't say his name, guy I went to high school with, and he would do like a fat guy tug. And I noticed that, because I noticed little things that people did to hide their insecurity. There was a guy losing his hair, and I noticed that he always had his hand on his head. And I was like, and just certain things, always wear a hat, like just certain things where you go, where maybe other people aren't hyper aware of it, because you are covering your thing, you see what everyone else is covering. And it made me an empathetic person. I'm a very empathetic person. And both my daughters had fucked up, jacked up teeth. And now they are also extremely empathetic people. And so, you got to turn it into a positive.
Yeah.
And so I applaud you, because I don't know if I would be able to turn that.
Thank you. It's just, the main message is really, it is so common and it is so normal, and it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. For us, it was just like, we know that they explained it to us. Like, it just was, there was a mistake. I talk about it in more detail in my stand-up, but like, it just was a mistake. There was too much. It was never going to work out. Yeah. And it is what it is. And we're going to try again, and we're not stressed or scared, or,
Here's a weird question.
Yeah.
Do you have to
I had to get an abortion after. Yeah. I had to get an abortion surgery, and I was so...
Where they take the thing out.
Yeah. I was so mad because it prevented me from flying home to see my family, my childhood best friend. I had this big trip planned, but I still went, and I shouldn't have, a day later. But yeah, you have to get it. And so you're just like, fuck you. Like, I thought I was doing this cool, beautiful thing, and I have to get a surgery. And then 3 days after the surgery, I had so much bleeding, and like, I was literally I was at my parents' house, and I was on the basement floor, and I was like, I think I might die. I'm in so much pain. And actually what happened was after the surgery, the doctor gave me hydrocodone, like, as a just in case. Now, I have never tried a drug. I've never tasted alcohol. I've never tried weed. First time, I'm like, give it to me. I'm in so much pain. And I was like so happy after I took it. I was like, oh, I love this. And then a few weeks later, I called two of my guy friends, and I was like, I loved that feeling. I want to do that again. They were like, no, do not do opioids. No. They're like, we think what you want is weed. And I was like, okay. And then I started taking edibles, and that's actually how I started getting super into weed now. I mean, I've chilled out on it a little, but I'm like, oh my God, I'm like experiencing new things and like being creative on an edible, and it's so fun. And that I'm like, I never would have done that.
It's so fun. It's so fun. Well, I mean, now I'm on the opposite side right now. I'm trying to find the fun in sobriety. Like it's there. I look at, like, speaking of Rosebud, I look at her and Andy sometimes, like they're in Mexico right now. Sorry if I'm talking about you guys in third person, But I really look at them, and I'm sure that they think I must be crazy saying this. But like they got to their hotel, and I was like, huh, but what are you going to drink with dinner tonight? Like in my head, that's where my brain went. So I was like, huh, what are you guys going to do? Just go sit in your room, read books? Like that's how I look at sobriety, because they're both sober. They're both sober, by the way.
I know, yeah.
And so, but what's crazy is I'm doing this thing where I'm trying to drink less than I don't drink this year. And I'm keeping a happiness journal. I'm doing all these things. So I'm finding joy in certain things. I'm finding joy in gratitude. Talked ad nauseum about this, but I don't think you can talk enough about it. What I'm doing is I'm trying to find reward in, maybe this is selfish, getting people to be grateful that I'm alive.
Whoa.
So like I'm trying to get a buzz off of making people go, I'm grateful for Bert. Because I did my first day of like gratitude. I'll sit in the mornings, I'll have my coffee, and I'll let the sun hit my face, and I will go through about what I'm grateful for. And I was grateful for so many fucking people, so many people. But then I was like, my thought was, I want to make them grateful for me, because
So
it's cool to be when you go like, my wife's a fucking badass. I need her in my life. Like if I didn't have her, I don't know what I'd do. How do I make her grateful for me? And then when you're cognizant of that, then you can take action. So like one of the things I do is I get everyone their coffees for the morning. And so I get everyone their coffees, everyone their breakfast. I'll make breakfast sandwiches if I don't get them at Starbucks. The girls don't really like the Starbucks breakfast sandwiches. They like the croissants. Isla has texture problems with the croissants. But I get everyone their drinks, and then I put them in the fridge so that when they go to school, they can grab their coffee and their fucking whatever Isla drinks. And then hopefully at some point in the day, they'll be like, thank God my dad is such a cool dude or whatever. And so like the other day, I'm sitting there so when I feel the gratefulness, I try to think of how do I repay it? Like, how do I flip it back? So the other day I'm driving to ADR, and I'm like, my day's going smooth. Like I'm on time. I was like, after this, I'm done. I was like, wait, why is it going so smooth? And I was like, fucking, of course. Leanne has taken care of all this. She's set it up. Leanne set up everything that I didn't have to do much other than work. She's taking care of everything else. I said, all right. And it was Valentine's Day. Like she got me up early. She took me out to breakfast. We went out to breakfast. We came back. We had sex. It was great. I'm in a great fucking mood. And I thought, I'm grateful for this chick. I'm really grateful for her. I was like, how do I pay it forward? So I got her flowers. And then I thought, I wonder if you can get someone to give her, because Leanne's not going to go ever sit. Leanne will never get in the car and go get a mani-pedi. Like she's just not her. Maybe she will sometimes, but not often. And you're never going to get all my girls to go at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I bet it'll be a little bit more money, but what if I get someone to come over and do a mani-pedi for the girls here? And so I had this woman come over and give them the mani-pedis, and they didn't tell me. I mean, I'm sure they said thank you at some point. They didn't say it like, no one pulled me aside like, hey dad, thanks a lot. You really killed it today. It was Valentine's Day. I got everyone flowers, and then I did this, but I got like, I just watched them be excited. And I was like, that's the reward you need, is just, maybe someone's never going to go, I'm grateful for you, but how do I do this? How do I do an interview where we're talking about you getting an abortion, and then I talk about
I love it.
that, how I flip it onto me. Crazy.
This is the magic of this format.
Yeah.
I love that. And I'm totally, by the way, stealing this from you, that I want to make a point to make other people, so that I know that other people, there's a chance. I want to make them feel grateful for me, and I want to add value to people's lives who I cherish, and I want to do it all the time, and I want to hold myself accountable, because that is low key the most rewarding thing in life.
Yeah.
Low key.
So have you messed around with alcohol at all?
No, I still have never tried it, and I don't think I will.
Don't.
My growing up, neither
sobriety, that's what we're talking about. That's how we got here.
Yeah. Neither my parents ever drank, so it was not a part of my culture, and I had the other relatives on my mom's side of the family that did drink, and we just all kind of would make fun of them a little, just make fun of, literally make fun of it so that we could laugh and have fun. And so I just never thought it would be for me. But
I wish weed was more for me.
By the way, no judgments against alcohol. Like,
No.
hell yeah.
By the way, I wouldn't hear them if there were. That's how it works. I wish I was more. I wish I was an edible dude. I said this to my daughter the other night. We were sitting in the kitchen, and I was like, I fucking wish I wanted weed. I wish I wanted it. Like, I do want it at certain times. Someone just had a great bit about this. Oh, fucking Ali Wong was talking about how hard it is that single people can just eat an edible whenever the fuck they want.
Oh yeah.
And it was a great bit. I don't mind gonna do her bit, but you should
I
watch her
saw
special.
that. It's great.
Don Wong. But I was like, yeah, like I can't just smoke weed today because, and I would like to, but I can't because I have a lot to do. I have more meetings, and then I have a flight that I'm getting on, and I don't want to fuck around because my anxiety is always bad the day I fly. And I haven't drank for like 3 days since the Super Bowl. So part of me is like, oh, I'm doing good. But I know I'll drink tonight. I know I'll drink on the fucking plane.
Why are you trying to cut back? Like, is there
Health. Just health.
Okay, cool.
That's my whole thing is just health. And I'm cutting back. Like, this is crazy. I think to myself, I want to not drink tonight so I can drink another night in my life. Like if you cram them all into one period, then you don't get to spread them out until you're 80. Like, I want to drink when I'm fucking 80. I want to get fucking hammered.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, my grandma sure is killing it at that.
What's her drink? Do you know what her drink is?
I think I do. I know it has ginger ale in it. And it's
gotta be vodka.
No, I don't think does brandy go with ginger ale?
I don't know. I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. I don't know who the fuck drinks brandy. Huh.
Yeah. Well, old elderly people in Minnesota. I don't know.
Wait, what's your ethnic background?
So my mom is Finnish American and my dad is Jewish. So I'm like those things.
Almost finished.
And my first special, I my favorite joke is I'm half Jewish, half regular, and that's like I just still love that. I can't stop saying it.
But not to go back to Ali Wong. Ali Wong had a great fucking joke that I don't think anyone in that room got.
What?
It was, I don't want to ruin it because I want people to watch her special. I'll tell you right now, but edit it out. It's such a great joke. And I was like, and it didn't get the laugh that it got from me in there. But yeah. So wait, what was the experience like with your Comedy Central special? Because it's such a different special than I've ever seen before.
Yeah, so we did that. Happy Madison produced it, and I think that gave us a little more leverage to be like, hey, we want to do this a little differently. And so we chose to film it at a tiny venue at Dynasty Typewriter in LA, very small theater.
I've been there.
Yeah.
Is that the place? It's on the corner?
Yeah.
I've been there. It's great.
Yeah. And because, save money, smaller venue. And we did 4 shows, and I did something that most comedians don't do is I wore a different outfit for every show because I wanted to like be a girl and show off some outfits. And then we did like a documentary along with it, and we did footage with my family. We flew home, spent time with my parents. I took them to New York. We did this scene where everything was unscripted and not planned except one scene we planned, which was I took my parents to a Comedy Central meeting, like a boardroom with executives. And I just set it up to be like, oh, I wanted to have the execs tell my parents what a good job I was doing, because my parents do not think I do a good job. And that was kind of going to be the whole bit, right? Just like watch my parents like be proud of me. And what ended up happening was so much better. They couldn't stop laughing and like not believing it, and started talking massive shit about me, and started talking about how my dad's name is Maury, and how when I was little they called me Rose Maury's baby. And like they just started, it's my favorite scene. Like they just roasted me, and I'm like, they are the stars of my stand-up special. They really are.
It was a great way to get to know you. It was a really great way to get to know you, because like I said, it's like I knew you, but I only knew you in passing. I think we had done, at first time I met you, I want to say it was at a Death Squad Chronicles,
yes,
Ice House Chronicles.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, Ice House Chronicles. But I'm so bad. Obviously, I'm not the best listener. And I'm so bad with like meeting people. I get
And those were always
embarrassed.
those were always crowded situations with a bunch of crazy people.
I wish they made people wear name tags at the store. I think I'd hang out more if people had name tags on. Because I go and now I'm at a place where if I go and I don't know you, I come off like a dick because I have clearly met you. And so like it's like I just feel like such a fucking asshole.
People understand.
I should go to the store tonight before my spot. I should go to the store tonight. What time's my car picking me up? Wonder if I can get. What time's the OR start? 9.
9,
right?
yeah.
Wonder if I can get on at 8. Do you think there's a show in the main room?
It's Wednesday. The main room show starts at 8:30, I think.
My car picks me up at 9:30.
To go to the store.
No, to go to the
airport.
Leave. The problem with touring these days is that if you tour enough and you have a family and you're trying to juggle both, you really don't have time, especially with adult kids.
Yeah.
Who not adult, but where they don't get home until 7. So if you're gonna spend time with them, it's gonna be 7 till like we were getting pedicures up until 11 o'clock at night, and I'm like fucking falling asleep, just like this. Isla said to the lady, "Oh, so fucking funny." She goes, "Do you get more confidence in your feet considering you look at a bunch of people's feet?" And the lady was like, "Excuse me," and I was like, Isla has such a weird brain. She was really excited. She just kept talking to this woman, and this woman it was late. This woman's
so
like, Isla was like this. Can you tell if I'm holding your hand? I'm holding your hand.
Oh my God, that's so
Can you tell if I'm holding your
How
hand?
old is she?
Fucking 15.
That is
She's
adorable.
Fucking, the lady's doing her nails, and Isla goes, "Can you tell if I'm holding your hand?" And then she'd push her thumb in. She goes, "I'm holding your hand." She's a fucking weirdo. I wanted to record it all and put it on whatchamacallit, but I'm hyper aware of putting my daughters on Instagram these days because of fucking creeps.
Yeah.
Fucking creeps. Like and then my daughters have asked repeatedly never to be tagged in anything.
Whoa.
Do you deal with that at all?
With my parents?
No, with you on Instagram with creeps.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think everybody, every person, not even just every woman, I think everyone deals with that. But yeah, I've totally had my fair share of like crazy stuff. It's not exciting. It's not going to stop, and it's not exciting.
So tell me about the podcast with the bloodbath.
Yes. So we had to
change. I wanted to do that.
Yeah, I know. We're going to have
I still want to do it. I still want to do it.
We're definitely, you're going to.
None of you guys drink though.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. I want to go on and get fucking lit.
Yeah.
Wait, why did you have to change the name?
Someone else had that name, and we didn't know, and they tried to sue us. So now
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was so lame.
Let's find out who the bloodbath girls are.
Oh, we should leave them alone. They've been through enough, but so now
what are they? Are they like the legit?
Now it's called Trash Tuesday, but yeah, it's me, Annie Letterman, and Kalila, who is Bobby Lee's girlfriend.
Wait, when did you guys start your podcast?
We started that just a year ago. So we've been doing it for a year.
Okay, they started theirs in 2020, huh?
Yeah.
That's what I'm guessing the other bloodbath girls are.
Yeah.
So crazy. It's such a bizarre parallel thought.
To me, it's like, it's not really even an original. It's like,
no.
I would think there could be hundreds of things with that name and no one would care because it's just a
Are they
word.
the true crime podcast?
They're a true crime podcast, yeah.
I mean, I guess. It's a bloodbath out there. Yeah.
But for us, that we were proud of that title because it meant like we're going to be the girls who make fun of each other like guys do. And we're going to tackle stories and things that we don't agree on because Annie and I are very different people. Yeah. I mean, very different, and we always disagree.
So wait, did you guys hold on? I'm assuming you guys must have talked about this on your podcast.
We did.
Okay.
Why? What's going on?
Because their comments are less than favorable. and it's people, it's podcast fans. I can tell it's podcast fans because of the way they're talking about this.
Yeah,
So yeah, I can see why we don't want to send anymore because it's a fucking. We're talking about being the person you want to be.
Exactly.
And then here I am going, is it these girls? Is it these girls?
We're only human.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, we'll just move on. Trash Tuesday is cute. We're sticking with it for now.
Well, the didn't that happen to Jeremiah and Jeremiah and
Stevie
Bobby's
Weeby,
yeah. They were gonna be
good friends.
And they were like, I don't know, someone was like, no, you're definitely not gonna be good friends. And it is kind of crazy because it's funny, it made sense, right? But I do understand it's interesting in this business, the little things that do borrow and help you get the edge over. Because people would go, oh, this is a companion podcast.
Yeah.
When you're not getting any there's no companionness in it.
Right. And maybe that they didn't want to be associated with, I mean, who, I really don't know, but.
Or God forbid, no, it's even just God forbid the good friend says something horrifically racist and gets taken down, and then bad friends gets destroyed by association.
Yeah.
Even though there is an association
they're
somewhat.
Brothers.
Yeah, they're brothers, but yeah, that's fucking interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, I have to say, doing that podcast has changed my life for the better in such a way, like the freedom, the confidence, like and we really always talk about, we credit like the boys in comedy. It's like, you guys invented this and like set the tone.
I definitely was not. I didn't invent shit. I definitely. I know for a fact that even what I did when this whole thing started isn't what I do today. Like when this, like, I'm so far removed from like the guy who first went on Rogan the first time was like, fuck this guy, fuck that guy, fuck him, he can suck my dick. Did I ever tell you about this story? Let me tell you about this story. I'm fucking wasted, man. And that
is that Eddie Bravo or
that's
something?
me.
Oh, that's you.
Me.
I thought you
that
were
was me. No, I fucking, and then now I feel like I go on. No, I don't even know what the fuck I do. The other day, did you see the clip that David Spade said to Tom about what me and Tom do? He goes, it's pretty interesting. You guys don't try at all. And he goes, you guys are like two kids that are like, hey, let's go for a walk and see if we'll find $1 million. And then you found $1 million. You're like, that's crazy. We found $1 million. And you're like, yeah, that is kind of crazy. We don't try at all. Like we never put any thought into what Two Bears, One Cave would be ever. I mean, we used to like it's kind of bizarre. Like, what kind of pre-production goes into the show before you do it?
You know, Kalila is kind of the ringleader at that. She comes in with some good topics.
How many people does she have on her back?
I know.
Jesus Christ.
She's incredible.
She's got her niece. She's got Bobby. She's got you guys. I mean, that fucking woman. That's how Annie and I knew that she could handle us. We're like, she lives with Bobby Lee. We can just get her. We can do whatever we want to her. God, how I can't imagine. I can't imagine living with Bobby is the same way like people probably can't imagine living with me. Like I'm a lot, right? But Bobby and I are both a lot. But we're kindred spirits in that we love getting naked. I hate clothes. Today, do you know what I did today, Halston? I walked in. Leanne has people come by once a week to clean the podcast studio because it's fucking mess in here. She has once a week people come in and clean it. And it's like a fucking posse. It's like, it's like 5 chicks. They do this house, then they go in, do our other house. And I walked in out of the polar plunge completely naked. And thank God walked in, opened the doors, and the woman was vacuuming in the gym and her back was to me. And I was like, and I can't tell if it's malnutrition or if she's young, but she's like fucking 3'7". So she's tiny. So I don't know if she's a child or if she's just a malnutritioned adult.
I wonder if people say that about me.
Wait, how old are you? 30?
I'm 33, but I'm 5 foot, almost 1.
5'1"?
Yeah.
That is kind of tiny.
Yeah.
When did you have your growth spurt?
I don't think I ever did.
But when did you do all your growing at once?
I just know that I was always shorter than everyone else. There was never, that's all I know.
Really?
I was always the small one. Yeah.
What's it feel like to be the small one?
Really embarrassing when you're little. And then when you're older, it's like, oh, okay, this is good. Guys will never be insecure that I'm taller than them. I'll just take that win.
Did you write the girl who looks like a child?
Have
Oh,
you seen this?
no.
It's this new show on TLC. It's she's 22 years old, but she's stuck in the body of an 8-year-old.
Why do I want that? That sounds
It's
fun.
It's really great.
Wow.
And she dates and she
Whoa.
it's like wild. They set her up on blind dates. She's like, I only do blind dates because, I don't want to attract pedophiles. And
You mean dates with blind people, right? Because anyone that fucks her is technically fucking a child.
It's weird.
Whoa.
That's why it's weird.
I mean, you're not fucking a child,
It's not
but you have to be into the look.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of a double-edged sword. You got to be into the look of a child.
Yeah, people that are attracted to her and want to date her are like,
You got to be into the look of a gussied up, wine drinking,
Oh my
cigarette
God.
smoking child. Like a fucking very confident, maybe the pitcher for the Bad News Bears, like Tatum O'Neal.
she could be like pedophile Batman or something.
Oh my gosh. I know because I have always like when I was a little heavier and I always looked like a little kid and Annie always makes the joke like, what's Dave really into? What, that's my fiance.
Yeah.
She always like roasts him because why is he into me?
I looked very young when I shaved my beard. I looked very young. Like I look like a child. And I do. And
It's our cheeks.
Yeah, I have very cherubic cheeks. And it's funny because I haven't shaved my beard in forever. I shaved it one time, did that weight loss challenge with Tom. I had to shave my beard. And it was very bizarre seeing my face. I look young as fuck. Like, I mean, Leanne sees me. She's like, "Oh my God, you're like a child." And because Leanne's fucking a grown up, like Leanne's 52, and all of a sudden I just looked like I was in my. I looked. Pull me up with my beard, without my beard, like I look very like.
Whoa.
Hey, my teeth are huge.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh, that's fucking fat Bert. And by the way, that's not even fat. Like I was skinny then. Like that. Those are like I was skinny then. But I think with a beard, I look like a man. And now that it's getting gray, I look like a. God damn it! When was that?
I was gonna say.
And I remember going into hair and makeup, and they were trying to make me look like an old person. And so what they do when they make you look like an old person is they do this, and they put like glue on your face, and then the glue kind of dries, and your face looks like that. It looks how they make crow's eyes.
Oh, I didn't know that's how they do it.
Yeah. Well, obviously some people do straight up prosthetics, but that's like a quick cheat way. And the woman was like, "I can't get crow's eyes on you. That's crazy."
Really?
And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll never age." And now I'm like, "Oh, I forgot about sunspots," because my face is destroyed from Florida.
Oh, well, also LA, I have sunspots too from being out here. I'm
I
like,
would love to get rid of those.
I think maybe retinol helps. No?
Well, Sammy Sosa did it. He got rid of his all blackness.
Oh God.
And by the
That's
way,
a whole other conversation.
like Sammy Sosa is like, looks like white. Type in Sammy Sosa. Do you know who Sammy Sosa is?
Yeah, I think he was a Cubs player.
Yeah. He was a Cubs player from Chicago. Look at how white he is now. See him on the right?
Whoa.
That's him. Both of them are him.
Yeah, both of them are him.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That I don't even know what to think or make of that. Oh my God.
Look at him in the pink. So I could do that to myself. I wonder sometimes, you're fair skinned, right?
Yes.
Did you ever want to be darker skinned?
I always wanted to be tan because I feel like that was the like standard of beauty.
It was
like to have a beautiful tan and beautiful blonde hair. And I just knew that was never going to be me. And I just kind of.
Isn't it crazy that back in the day, porcelain skin was the attractive thing?
Yeah.
And tan was like it goes. There's cultures, like Asian culture. You do not want to be a dark Asian person. I mean, I think that's gone now.
Yeah.
But that was back in the day. Is like that's why you'd see those old ladies that had like the sun visor, the gloves on, and all the things on at the beach. And I forget who told me this. I want to say it might have been Steve Byrne. Someone Asian told me this. They're like, "Oh yeah, my mom would say, don't you get out in the sun. You're gonna look like you're uneducated or something." And maybe it was my friend Sandy. But now that's gone, right? That's totally gone. Maybe not totally gone. I'm sure there's places in Asia where they don't want to look.
Well, last night, Asif Ali was doing the funniest set I've ever seen and talking about how like in Indian families, the lightest child is like all the grandparents are like, that's their favorite.
Really?
And he was making it so funny. And I was like, this is but it's so fucked up.
Yeah. Oh, it's so fucked up. And growing up in Florida, you did not want to be fair skinned. You wanted to be tan. That was the litmus for like, if you were tan, you were good looking.
Right.
We didn't have one friend that was like pale that was like, oh yeah. And then if you did get the pale girl, you're like, well, fuck, don't bring her to the beach. And it's funny, I married a pale person.
Good.
Leanne does not tan.
Good. I'm
but
happy.
She's destroyed her skin trying to be tan her whole life.
Ugh.
Yeah. She's got she has burn marks on her stomach and oh yeah. Of her fucking Leanne's skin damage is like because it's funny, I complain about like I have a sunspot right here that I started getting when I worked at Travel Channel. And then I was out in the sun for like 9 years. And so it just got worse and worse and worse. And I complained about it. And Leanne's like, you being fucking serious?
Oh.
But it's funny. I find an attractiveness in like fairer skin now.
Oh, interesting.
And my daughters never lay out in the sun.
Yeah, I tried to avoid it because my mom had skin cancer growing up. She's fine, but that made me a little more conscientious of like try to avoid it. But yeah, in high school, all the girls went to the tanning beds, and it is what it is.
What were you like in high school? Were you like a cool kid?
I feel like I was a little. I was really dedicated to dance and theater, so I was kind of like friendly with everybody, but really focused on those extracurriculars and took them really seriously and got so much joy and passion out of them.
Really?
Yeah. But I did my freshman year of high school. I was a Vikette, so I did like the pom-poms thing, and I was at a football game and I met these two girls there, and we were like, it was right when freshman year starts, when everything is so exciting. And we're like, let's have a sleepover tonight. And I had just met these girls, and I call my parents. I'm like, I'm sleeping at this girl's house. And they're like, we don't care, whatever. We trust you. And I don't know why I'm sharing this, but we we videotaped ourselves making out and like taking our shirts off. We were like, we're going to make like a little like high school sex tape. Super illegal, super psychotic. But basically what happened was people found out about it. There was like all these rumors about us. So we that was like the start to my high school experience, was like, that's the girl in the lesbian sex tape. And I just kind of like kept my head down and was like, I'm just going to focus on myself these next 4 years and like do it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was.
That's got to be traumatizing.
It was a little, I think it was somewhat traumatizing, and I somewhat enjoyed it a little.
Well, hold on. Immediately you become wanted by every boy.
I don't know.
Really?
I think the other two girls were they were a little prettier than me. Maybe they were the favorites, but it was.
Wait, did you get the rap that you were the one that must have started it?
No, I don't know if I did. I think it was just like, those girls are weird. What's their deal? Because I don't know. I was embarrassed that I kissed a girl. It was like embarrassing, like, because at that time it was like scary and embarrassing to be gay. And so I had a lot of shame around it. And, but I also sort of enjoyed like the controversy of it and the attention of it. And I think it did make me feel confident in a way of like,
really?
Of like, oh, well, everyone's talking about that and I'm still here. So I'm just going to go to dance class after school.
And how did the sex tape start?
One of the girls, they were
Do you follow them on Instagram?
No, one of them I do. But
wait. I just want to see what she looks like now. Okay.
Let me see. But they're very cute blonde girls, and one of them said, let me see if I can find her. But one of them said, like, one of them pulled out a camera and said, why don't you guys make out? And then we did. And that was, let me see if I can find. I don't have service in here. But picture two, this is inappropriate.
Did you find was that you? You found another sex tape of yourself from high school or something?
Yes.
Later on in life?
Yes,
Wait, what?
It's so I can't believe what am I? A friend of mine sent me some footage for a senior project that we were making. He sent it to me like last year, and I was cutting through it, and there was a clip of it of me having sex with my high school boyfriend, and it was so disgusting and very disturbing.
Wait. Hold on 1 second.
This has all been erased. It doesn't exist anymore.
For real?
Yes.
So wait.
It's illegal. It's illegal to have it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you're a child.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, it's illegal for me to even be asking about how a bunch of children hooked up. That's fucking crazy. Because oh my God.
I love us right now. We're just two weird comedians.
So that's so crazy. Oh, that's fucking insane. So wait, someone just said that and then you just got it and you're like, oh, that's me fucking.
As a kid, yeah. So creepy. I was like, my body looks good, but so creepy.
I'm so glad I didn't have by the way, my any of my high school sex would have made great vines.
Wait, what?
Vine was only 6 seconds long. It was a little.
Oh
I could still, all my college ones would have made great Instagram stories.
15 seconds.
Yeah, 15 seconds. And right now, I'm like a solid Instagram post.
Oh my gosh.
It's so crazy. So did your parents ever find out about the threesome?
Yeah, my parents are super chill. Like they're like, whatever. I mean, in high school, my dad sat both me and my sister down and was like,
oh, you have a sister?
I have an older half
That's right.
sister
Yeah,
from my mom's first marriage. He was like, I would like you both to consider lesbianism.
Just for real?
Yes.
All right, just find the girl. I just want to see what she looks like.
Oh my God.
That's your followers.
Okay.
I love when you hear a story about someone's high school girlfriend and then you see them, or high school friend or whatever, and then you see them, but they're also just
damn, her
grown-ups.
account is private. But this is
fuck.
her. I'll screenshot, or I'll send you some screenshots of her.
If saving more and spending less is one of your top goals of 2022, then why are you still paying insane amounts of money every month for wireless? Switch to Mint Mobile. It is the easiest way to save this year. As the first company to sell premium wireless services online only, Mint Mobile lets you maximize your savings with plans starting at just $15 a month. I'm telling you, man, when you think about a plan starting at just $15 a month, that gives you so much extra more money to spend on libations. That's where I put my money, right?
What's libations?
Cocktails. For people looking to save extra this year, Mint Mobile offers premium wireless at just $15 a month. By going online only, you eliminate the traditional cost of retail. Mint Mobile passes those significant savings on to you. All plans come with unlimited talk and text, plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone number along with all your existing contacts. With Mint Mobile, choose the amount of monthly data that's right for you and stop paying for that data that you never use. Switch to Mint Mobile and get premium wireless service starting at just $15 a month. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/Bertcast. That's mintmobile.com/Bertcast. Cut your wireless bill to just $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Bertcast.
Oh my gosh, it's like all babies and dogs and stuff. But that's here. So that's her and her sister. If you want to scroll.
She just looks like a regular person.
Yeah.
She's not like, she's pretty.
Yeah.
She's grown up now.
Yeah. Thankfully.
Oh, here's some pictures from her from high school. Is she still dating chicks?
No, I don't think so.
It's interesting what normal people put on their Instagram.
Yeah, what like babies and dogs.
Picture of her dog and hey, this is me and some of my friends hanging out. And then 2 years go by and they're like, my dog's dead. Here's my new dog. And then they're like, another year goes by, and then they have like a one of like clearly they got into Instagram and they're like, just found this photo. Oh, here's my dog. I'm going through telling. By the way, no one can find her. Her account's private.
No one will find her, and she's lovely. She's lovely. They're all
send her a
lovely.
friend request.
No. Oh my God.
And then she'll be like, that's so crazy. I wish I could find. There's a lot of people I wish I could find on Instagram.
Yeah, me too.
From
my
like
old
from your life,
Yeah.
where you're like, but you've always lived a life in social media.
Yeah, but not everybody sticks with it. You know, I
Yeah.
think we do because it's I view it as our job, and also it's fun. But yeah, a lot of people have fallen off, and I'm like, I wish I knew what they were up to because I love all these people that I've like shared times of my life with.
Yeah,
It would be cool to keep up. Facebook was good at that, but then now Facebook is kind of fallen off. So
I don't. You know, when they allowed you, I don't even know what Facebook does now. And I really have not been on it. I haven't been on it in so long. I'll go into the messages every now on Facebook Messenger. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
I'll go into that every now and then, but it's always people just asking for tickets. It's very seldomly, hey, I don't post anything on Facebook, so why would anyone say, hey, your family looks great or whatever?
Right.
Instagram's, I can't do Instagram messages. It's just too overwhelming. So like I do the ones that I follow. You can message me, but yeah, I'm fucking. All of that kind of just overwhelms me. And Twitter's just we talked about this, but I don't know what's the
I'm like falling off this chair.
yeah, you got to scoot the fucking back. It sucks because they're great chairs.
Oh, I love it.
But if you, we need to Velcro them down. Where are you going, Halston?
Oh. Are you gonna bring me a seatbelt? Strap me in.
So what is your 5-year goal in this business?
I love being in comedy, and I just want to keep doing what I'm doing. And so,
like if they said to you, I'm gonna give you a 5-prong approach. You can pick one or the other. Okay, you can just do stand up. That's it. Just do stand up. You can just do your podcast. All they're gonna earn you the same amount of money. Just do your podcast. Right? And you're gonna get $1 million a year for the rest of your life. Let's just say it's a nice salary to get for the rest of your life, where you're like, I don't have to worry about anything. $70 million, whatever. I don't know, maybe not 70, but like, $20 million, $80 million. You can do movies. You can be a movie star. Like you can get $1 million doing movies. You're gonna act. You're gonna be or television, just sitcoms, television.
Bert,
what would you pick?
So hard. I love them all so much, and I think a fulfilled life, you have to have different.
You got to do all of them in a fulfilled life, or $1 million, and you have a family of 7.
Oh,
like $1 million a year, and you're just a mom. Take the drop off, take the pick up. Hang out with other moms.
I think the answer is actually so easy. I'm shocked, but it would be podcasting.
Yeah.
I love showing up to work with Annie and Kalila because I think they're so cool and smart and funny. And I can't believe that my job is to go hang out with 2 women who I like look up to and think are cool. And so it would 100% be podcasting. It
is such an easy choice. Like if you looked at all the jobs we have, without a fucking doubt, podcasting is my favorite one in that I love hanging out with people and talking. I love that I can have a drink on the podcast if I want. I love that if I could light a joint, I can light a joint. I love that one of my podcasts is hanging out with my best friend and just making each other laugh. It's so great. It's so great. Yeah, it's almost a no-brainer. And you look at like people who, certain people have just gone like, I'm just going to focus on my podcast. I don't care about stand-up anymore. And you're like, oh, it makes sense. I can't fault anyone who does that.
Totally. And I also am such a consumer of podcasts. So that makes it even better. I mean, I listen to podcasts all day long. So I feel like I get it and I get why people love it. And that makes me better at it or something. I don't know.
Oh, no, I'm upset. I love podcasts. Right now, I mean, I have you ever gotten the feeling when you go, ooh, I can't wait to go to bed. I have a podcast to listen to go to bed.
Yes.
And you go like, oh, for me, it was last night and it was Dan Carlin's. Dan Carlin does a hardcore history. And it was an abridged. Normally they're like fucking 4 hours long, 8 hours long. And he just covers Genghis Khan for like fucking 12 hours. And it's like, here's part 1, part 2. Or he'll do World War II in like a 5-part series, or I mean, they're fucking awesome. They're all Martin Luther in like a 4-part series, and they're awesome. And it's funny because sometimes those can overwhelm people. The one I got onto last night was the USS Indianapolis, and it was just 49 minutes, 59 minutes, and it was talking about the sinking of the Indianapolis. Do you know anything about it?
I know nothing. I know the Titanic and Jack and Rose, but that's all I know.
Indianapolis in 1943. I'm thinking. Type in the USS Indianapolis.
So you love history.
I love. It's because when you get old and you're white, you just love history, because it's all people that were like you. That I mean, that's all they talked about in history. It's just old white dudes.
Yeah.
There's very few. I mean, I don't. I mean, I'm sure there's old black dudes who love history, but it's not as fun for them, I guess.
Oh no.
That's a joke. Hold on one second. Hold on. That's a joke. What is the joke there? Because it's like that's kind of like Louis C.K.'s time travel jokes. You ever hear that?
No.
I think he was talking to Chris Rock. He was like, I was talking to my black friend, and he was like, if you could travel back in time, anywhere would it be? Where would it be? And Louis C.K.'s like, ooh, that's a tough one. And then he looks at his Chris Rock. I'm fucking his joke up. He goes, but not for you. You got like 20 years you can do, and then anything back before that's fucking shit show.
Oh my gosh.
So, but what's the joke there? Because old white guys get into history hard as fuck.
I'm noticing that. Like, we just had Chris Stefano on our show, and
he's a big history guy.
yeah, I couldn't believe it. I know
him and Giannis are both big history guys. I think Giannis was like a history major.
Wow.
But like white guys, old white guys, 1940.
Oh, it's about a shark attack?
Oh,
I'm interested.
It did not happen in 1931.
It launched in 1931. It sank in 1945.
Yeah, I was about to say. So
I want to know this.
So the Indianapolis. So I'll give you my hardcore history breakdown on the USS Indianapolis. So the Halston, fact check this. Pull up their Wikipedia page. So they go out and they're kind of on a secret mission. By the way, shows you just how bad my retention of information is. They go out on what is known as a secret mission. No one really knows that they're out there, but they're on a secret mission. And they knew there were submarines in the area. And what they should have done when you knew there were submarines was drive in zigzags. But instead, the colonel, who ended up getting court-martialed and killed himself because of all of this event, he went straight. They get hit by a torpedo. First thing they do is lock. I think, how many men were on the ship? I know 900 went into the ocean. 900 men went into the ocean. I think 300 were pulled out. Sharks and injuries, and sharks were taking them one by one. When the plane flew over and discovered these guys, all he saw were sharks all around them. Yeah, and so
1,200 people
were on the boat.
300 went down with the ship.
And then 900 went into the ocean. And of that 900, I think 300.
Only 316 survived.
Yeah, survived. So
why did this?
So what happened is when the ship got hit, they locked a bunch of the lower capsules, thinking that would save the ship, but it just killed 300 men instantly. Ship goes down, and when a ship goes down, it starts dragging people with it. Anything that goes down with it. So there were stories of guys getting pulled down, and their ears were popping, their nose were popping, and then the air bubbles from the ship would grab them, take them up to the top, and launch them 3 feet in the air out of the ocean and back down. There was a huge thing of oil in the ocean. So people were coming up and there's oil in their mouths and they're like afraid they're going to catch on fire. They're swimming away from it. Some people were in lifeboats, but they didn't have enough lifeboats and they didn't have enough life preservers. And the life preservers weren't meant to keep you in the ocean for 2 hours. So they started getting waterlogged and sinking. Guys lost their minds and would just dive down and just start. They'd be like, there's fresh water below. And they would dive deep and start drinking salt water. Dudes lost their minds.
Why?
Dudes would just swim out and go, fuck it, I'm done. And they'd swim out to get attacked by a shark. Sharks were fucking ravaging these dudes.
Oh my God.
And
why did this colonel go do the wrong thing?
Well, he was unaware that there were submarines in the area. which he should have been told, I guess, is what they're saying. By the way, anyone that lived this tragedy is past. I think everyone is past, so I don't think we're gonna get any complaints about this.
No,
But
there's three left. I saw.
there's 3 left.
There's 3 left.
Well, I apologize if
Yeah.
you're listening to the Bertcast. I got shows in Roanoke.
Hey, we're educating. You're educating me about this.
But what's crazy about this is he was court-martialed. He was court-martialed because, if I'm not mistaken, he believed his father had chastised the guy who court-martialed him. His father was a big guy in the army, and he had chastised the guy who went after him. No one had ever been chastised. No one had ever been court-martialed for the sinking of a ship.
Okay.
And he, arguably or inarguably, he got reinstated. Someone pulled his court-martial out after he was dead posthumously, but he killed himself, and he was like 72, because he would get, every Christmas, he would get Christmas cards from the families of the sailors who he killed, and they would be like, "Merry Christmas, motherfucker. We don't have our son because you're a piece of shit. I hope you have a great Christmas." And he'd get them every fucking year. What was his name?
How did he even make it to age 72? I when you said he committed suicide,
Well, I think he was older. I think he was older when this happened. He
okay.
wasn't.
Is that Raymond Spruce?
What's his name? No, it's not him.
Oh. He commanded the guy that commanded it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not him.
Because this reminds me of that, I think it was a ferry boat or something full of students.
Yeah.
And the teacher told all the students to stay put, and they all died because the teacher told, and then the teacher hung himself like the day after.
Yeah, you have to.
You have to.
You kind of have to.
You have to.
It's known as the biggest loss of life in Navy history.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Or from the greatest single loss of life at sea from a single ship in the history of the U.S. Navy.
What was the captain's name? It wasn't Spruce. You're right. What you're looking at. So they're telling you, go to the McVeigh. It was McVeigh, Captain McVeigh. It was McVeigh. The reason I remember that is there's only like 2 McVeighs in history.
Timothy McVeigh.
Yeah, and him. It's like not a good name to
Not
have.
great.
But he killed himself. How old was he when he killed himself? 1968. He was like in his 70s. So you figure he must have been like 40 or 50 when this happened. 40.
That's all.
He's born 1898.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was probably in his 50s.
So he shot himself in the head. I'm obsessed with the amount of struggle the human spirit can go through and get on the other side. One of the things Dan Carlin says in this is, imagine if they implanted all the memories that these guys who survived had into your head for just a minute. You'd be overwhelmed. You'd be like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
and then imagine having to live with that for the rest of your life. Imagine those are your dreams you have, is that you're back in the ocean. Imagine that those dreams reoccur. And so and then imagine, like, have you ever had do you dream?
Yeah.
Have you ever had nightmares that made you not want to go to sleep the next night?
No.
I have.
I've woken up crying, but I haven't.
I've woken up crying, sadness crying.
Yeah.
Like a real dream. But I've had dreams. I had a dream when I was 10 that got me afraid to go to sleep.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and I've had it, and it's happened again as an adult. And if I have something going, like when I drop off the stratosphere, I couldn't sleep that night because every dream was about me falling off the building, and I'd roll off the bed. I was rolling off the bed. And so
Wait, did you really fall off the bed?
Yeah, I would roll off the bed. And so I would find myself at times holding on to the bed, and it was like, fuck, it was terrifying. I'm a very active dreamer though.
Clearly.
Yeah. But
You're
imagine having a life experience where in your dreams that shit shows up and you get to relive. And so I'm just fascinated by the amount of things a human can go through. And in this story, I can't stop thinking about this. And by the way, everyone should go listen to this hardcore history. It's not
I
good.
want to. This sounds really interesting.
I'll tell you something that's going to fuck your head up.
What?
He tells a story of a guy who got caught in quicksand in World War II.
What?
Right? Have you ever seen anyone get caught in quicksand? It's very real. Real quicksand is very real. Very real and almost unsavable. So like I watched a news reporter one time get caught in quicksand in England. And he was like, all right, we're out here. I'm going to show you what it's like to get caught in the quicksand. Now, luckily, I got a whole team of people around me who can get me out. Not everyone's going to be this lucky, but I want you to see what actually happens when you get caught in quicksand. So here we go. And so he stands and he starts going. He goes up to his knees. He goes, all right now it's deep enough. I'm at my knees. And I got to be honest with you. I can't move at all. I can't move my feet. I can't move anything. So I'm going to have them, we're going to start to get me out. And they can't get him out. And he keeps sinking. And you see legit panic in this news reporter's eyes. And he's like, all right, here we go. Okay. They bring in air and they try to pump air into his legs. And they try to get him out and they can't get him out. And he starts fucking losing his mind. And the story Dan Carlin tells is a guy who in World War II was caught up to his waist in quicksand. And he was like, and they couldn't get him out. And they tried everything to get him out. And then this one guy that told the story came back the next day and he was up to his neck and he had lost his mind. And he was like, fucking shoot me, kill me now. Like imagine being up to your neck and not being able to move anything, right? And then here's the thing that's I'm obsessed with. Imagine implanting that memory. Like I've had somewhat adversity in my life, but not that bad.
No. What ended up happening?
He died.
Shut up.
Yeah, he died.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I mean, this Dan Carlin's one of the best. You got to listen to him. It's like he's mesmerizing. He's mesmerizing when he tells stories. But he tells all these stories about the USS Indianapolis and then says, these great books you want to think. So then next thing you know, I'm like, fuck, I want to find more out. Call my dad. My dad's read 2 books on the Indianapolis. Like, yeah, oh, yeah. Dude, the horrors of the World War II were fucking next level. I do not have that in me. Did your dad ever go to war?
No, but his dad, I think, was in World War II, but no.
My great-grandfather was in World War II, stormed the beaches of Normandy. And maybe it was Normandy or Omaha, but one he stormed the beaches of Normandy or Omaha, whatever. One of the most, and then fought in the fought throughout Europe, and it was just a fucking shit show. And then of course died at fucking 49 from a stroke because he just drank himself to death.
Ugh. My dad talks about how, they were sending people to Vietnam, and he always says, they went to take a test to see if you could go. And they said, write your name down on a piece of paper. And then they said, okay, the test is done. And turn it in. And that was the test. And one of his friends was very anti-war and punched someone in line. And, so he was too aggressive. And so, because he was anti-war. And so he didn't have to go. And then my dad, because he had a college degree, was able to go, and he agreed to be a teacher in basically like bad neighborhoods in Chicago, like underprivileged neighborhoods. And so he was a school teacher for several years to not have to go to the war.
Really?
Yeah, which is like probably like not like doesn't make him seem like a hero, but
he's teaching underprivileged kids.
Yeah, and he has lots of fun stories from that. But yeah, I can't. It sounds really crazy what that was like. My
dad had to write his name down on a piece of paper, and he just wrote down, "I'm gay."
Are you kidding me?
I'm kidding. That was a thing that could get you out of the war, is being gay. Can you believe that?
True.
Dude,
wow.
I would kiss a dude. I would suck a dude's dick to avoid being in a foxhole. When you watch those things, now listen, obviously, anyone that is in the military knows I'm not the man that they are. I'm not a man like that. And I don't think I'd fare well in a foxhole in Vietnam. Oh my God. just like being in a foxhole and being like, do, 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 do. I wonder how many dudes were like, oh yeah, I'd put a dick in my mouth to get the fuck out of here. Like I would easily. And now I can't believe gay guys fought to be in the military. Who the fuck wants to be in the military? Like,
Well, I think just for it to be fair, but you have a good point. It's not a good, yeah. But I'm thankful for the people who.
I mean, I guess if you want to be in the military, sure, but still,
Don't ever underestimate what it's like to be told you can't do something.
That's so crazy. That is what it is being told no.
Yeah.
Because once you say no to me, that's one of the problems with comedy. And with when you pick like taboo subjects, I then go, well, that's what I want to talk about now.
Yep.
Because once you say no to someone, don't underestimate the power of no. I've always heard that in the way when you say, they go, hey, they want you for this project and you pass on it. They want you more. And it's the same fucking thing.
Yeah, it's like once you can't have it, even if it is literally going to war, I'm sure people are like, why can't I go? I want to fucking be allowed.
Can you imagine?
There are a lot of brave gay people.
Yeah.
No, probably more brave gay people than. Yes, I would have guessed there's equally as many brave gay people as there are brave straight people. I don't think there's any fucking difference. My point is,
you don't want to go.
By the way, I'm a coward. Like I'm a coward. If I was gay, I would also be a coward.
Yes.
I'd be like, can you just do the tip? I don't want to do the whole dick. I'd be a coward gay, a coward straight, a coward anything.
Oh,
so you were just thinking about if you were gay and trying to get in the military.
You'd be like
fuck no.
You'd be like, oh, that's the rule? Okay, no worries.
Yeah, but even still, I don't know. I don't know. The idea of being told when to wake up. Like I was talking to Shane Gillis about it, and he was like, oh yeah, it's not enjoyable. Like Shane Gillis was went to Army, went to the Citadel, or no.
I think you're talking to Brian Simpson.
I was talking to Brian Simpson also, but I was talking to Shane Gillis. I was talking to Shane Gillis privately about being put in the military because he joined. What's the big one? The Army team.
The Navy.
The Rangers.
No. The college. It's
ROTC.
No
sort of thing.
God damn it. He said it was quite unenjoyable.
Yeah.
I'm not the kind of person that enjoys being told when to wake up, and I'm sure for some people it gives them structure.
Yeah.
Like I'm certain it is fulfilling. I'm certain there's a lot of pluses in the military, but being shot at and being told when to wake up and when to go to sleep are not my high. They're not
those three specific
things: getting shot at, not being allowed to drink whenever I want,
and being woken up too early.
Being woken up. You could, by the way, I'd probably go to sleep fine. Top 5 reasons you wouldn't want to be in the military.
Mine is that I don't want to be told when to go to bed because that triggers me. I'm like, when someone says lights out, I'm like, I'm not ready. I don't want it to be dark. I'm alone and I'm scared. That would be my first.
Okay, that's number 1. Let's go through top 5 reasons Esther can't be in the military, and then I'll do my top 5 reasons. What are there? Dietary. I kind of like to have choices.
Yeah. Although, don't underestimate a routine and how beneficial that could be.
Okay. All right. Then now we're finding some positives about the military. Because it would be nice to not think about it and go, I kind of like that about high school. Is that like, what's for lunch today? And they're like, spaghetti. You go, ooh, spaghetti's today?
Well, I went to this like wellness retreat a couple years ago where the whole thing is they're like, we take decision making away from you. You wouldn't like it because they wake you up, but maybe for 5 days you could do it. They wake you up.
Where's this?
It's called like the Ranch something. It's here in LA.
Find it, Austin.
My dream is to go with like a group of comedians.
I would love to.
Let's make this happen.
We take decision making away from you. Tell me what I'm getting taken away from, and I'll decide if. Oh, I guess I won't decide if I like it.
So like they wake you up, you're in your room and a walkie-talkie goes off and they're like, wake up, it's time, come meet us for breakfast. They give you like a thimble full of granola or you can have more food though if you need. I had double portion because I wasn't there to try to lose weight. They take you on a 4-hour hike.
I love it. Keep going.
And then you come back, you have your lunch break. There's like maybe a little workout class and there's maybe a little nutrition lecture. They feed you a wonderful dinner made by like a world-class chef.
White wine?
Is it the Ranch Malibu?
It is the Ranch Malibu. There's you're not supposed to bring any alcohol or any of that stuff. But I did this with my fiance Dave, and we cheated a little. We brought some candy, you know.
Oh, nice. The wellness ranch. I'm doing this with Leanne. Was it fun as a couple?
So much fucking fun as a couple. Are you kidding me? It's such a bonding. We laughed harder than we've ever laughed because we were like the messes in the group.
And it's a 5-day thing?
I think they do like, you can do 5 days, you can do 7 days. Yes.
Halston programs.
The Ranch Malibu.
Click it. What's the ranch private?
I think that's where, so the Ranch Malibu, you go with a group. So that's the best part is you're with a group of like 10 strangers and you're like all getting to know each other.
Rates, what's included? Holy shit. Week rate, 5 nights, $8,000.
So expensive.
$8,000. Week rate, 13 nights, 18. 20 nights, can't do 20 nights. I can do 5 nights. Click me week rate, 5 nights. My girls can take care of themselves, right?
So it is sort of a fat camp, but you don't have to treat it as such. Because like I said, I asked for a double portion of the food because I was like, I'm not starving here. Fuck no.
Guests routinely lose 3 to 6% of their body weight, along with a substantial inches of fat loss and muscle gain.
Shred fucking weight. I will be the fucking trendsetter. So offered 52 weeks. See when Leanne and I can go.
You guys have to go.
Do I surprise her with it?
Yes. Well, it's kind of a crazy surprise.
Okay, what if I do this for me, Leanne, and our 3 other friends?
That would be incredible and life-changing, and like you would have so much fun.
It says upon completion of the program, guests feel both physically and mentally transformed, logging over 60 miles of hiking, losing weight and inches, emanating a vibrant, healthy glow and regaining mental clarity and peace of mind. Lasting nutritional and fitness guidance from the ranch experts will continue after departure to ensure guests sustain the benefits of their stay.
And me and Dave, we still like talk about the people that were there and we laugh about it. Like it was just so memorable.
Will you send me that link?
Yeah.
Text it to the Bertcast.
It's like summer camp.
I could totally do in this. Let me see some pictures. Let me see. Keep rolling. Let me see some pictures of like things
also,
they do.
like,
Let me see the room. Let me see the room. This is in the middle of Malibu, huh?
Yeah.
Nice. Rooms are nice. You got a hot tub?
Yeah. I don't know if I had that, but
Is there a sauna?
I don't remember. Because there's 2 programs. There's one where you stay in a hotel and one where you stay in these cabins. I did the hotel one, which I think they closed that one for COVID, but I think they'll start it again. You could do either.
This is the ranch one?
Yeah, this one's like a little more outdoorsy vibes of where you're staying. More cabin-like, I would say. But like in the hotel one, there's coffee in the lobby. So Dave would get it every morning. You're not supposed to have coffee.
Oh, fucking, you just lost Leanne.
Well, you can sneak it.
I take Xanax in. I
Yeah.
bring edibles. by the way, I'd fucking, and then I'd bring snacks.
Hell yeah.
I'm just gonna gain weight. Sniffing a bottle of white wine. I've been looking for a rehab that does like white wine and weed.
Oh my God.
Like just a light rehab where they're like, we're just gonna kind of reset you.
That's I you know what? That's sort of my dream too. Like I want a kind of a rehab experience. I feel like that's why I sought this out.
This is great.
Yeah, this is a game changer. It's obviously crazy pricey, but it is a once in a lifetime.
Okay, there we go. Read it off, Halston.
Private accommodations for each guest,
Boom.
daily guided hikes and afternoon fitness class,
Boom.
daily yoga,
Boom.
daily massage,
Boom.
plant-based and nutritionally dense meals and snacks designed to nourish and detoxify you during the week.
Boom.
Pod body fat testing,
Boom.
evening elective nutrition and wellness discussion, cooking demonstration and garden tour,
Pass.
laundry services,
Nope.
No, they do your laundry, right? Is that what that means?
I guess we
return
didn't need
airport
that.
transfer, Saturday night stay, post program.
Make your reservation. You ready? Make your reservation.
I'm
This is
so
everything I would
excited.
love.
I'm so excited for you. Oh my God.
And by the way, if you run a wellness ranch, hit me up. By the way, I'm so into this shit. I wanted to do a silence ranch.
I could never. Why? How could you do it?
I don't know. I mean, I'd like to. By the way, I could use to stop talking. I think I talk too much. Like I fucking bite my tongue so much these days, and because I'm talking non-fucking stop. Fucking Jesus!
No,
Did you send that link to me and
Yeah,
at Bertcast? Can't wait.
Yeah, I'm really into like little boot camp things. Anything that feels, it's totally a life changer.
So wait, so what are you promoting? You have a TV show?
Yeah, so we just the second season of the show Dollface just came out with Kat Dennings, Shay Mitchell, and Brenda Song. It's super cute, like super feel good, nothing heavy or serious.
Nice, love that.
Yeah, and then Trash Tuesday, which we're gonna have you on.
I would love to be on.
We would love to we love having a guy there because I feel like sometimes I feel like we overwhelmed Chris DiStefano a little, but it was so much fun.
Oh, you guys can't overwhelm me.
That's
I'm
true.
Fucking broken.
Yeah.
I'm fucking broken. I would love to see Leanne on it and just watch her go, huh?
I would love that.
What? What? Bobby does what? Huh? She loves Bobby Lee too.
Really?
Leanne loves her favorite episode of The Cabin was Bobby Lee and Donnell by far.
I think that was everyone's favorite because I got messages from my family about that episode.
That was everyone's favorite. They were the two funniest fucking human beings who were game for fucking everything. They were cool. Fucking ballers. Well, this has been a blast doing this. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate it so much. Thank you for chatting with me.
No, of course. Anytime. By the way, anytime. You're very, very easy to talk to. And if you drank alcohol, we could do this twice a week.
we could keep going right now.
Yeah. Trash Tuesdays, let's set it up, okay?
Absolutely.
I'm dying to do it.
And I can't wait for you to go to the ranch. This is going to be...
by the way, we can use Instagram?
Yeah.
At the ranch?
Oh, yeah. I want all the content.
Oh, I'm following them on Instagram right now.
Yes.
I bet they're on Instagram, aren't they?
They are. Yeah. They should also watch this episode and hook it up.
No. I should never have told everyone what dates I'm going.
Just cut that out.
Yeah. We cut the dates out that I want to go.
Yeah, don't. Maybe don't do that. Yeah, cut that out.
The ranch at Rock Creek. No, the ranch restaurant.
Probably called the Ranch Malibu.
The Ranch Malibu. Healthy lifestyle. Follow. Oh, I can't wait.
I might have a PR contact. I'll send it to. I have your number. I can, we'll see what we can do.
Here's the way it works. If I do it, if I get a hookup, I won't enjoy it. I'll enjoy it. I'll be forced to do everything they say. I won't, like, if I pay for it, then I'll cheat. So I kind of want to cheat, you know?
Yeah.
Like if I don't pay for it, then I won't bring Xanax. Cause I don't want to I know what you're saying. I don't want to be under their rules.
I do.
I don't like being told what to do. And if they're paying for it, they're telling me what to do. And they're going to be like, do you want to put this breakfast on Instagram? And I'll be like, of course. But if I pay for it, I'll be like, I'll be able to enjoy it at my pace and go, hey, triple breakfast. And Leanne, order triple too.
They'll be like, sir, we haven't heard of that.
Yeah. Like, your wife has been ordering 2 of everything, and we feel like she's not eating any of it. I go, yeah, she's not eating anything. She's going to lose 6%, okay? Sir, you're the only one to gain weight out of the ranch.
This is quite troubling.
Thank you for doing this,
Thank
Esther.
you.
I appreciate it.
I'll see you soon. Oh my gosh.